throughout the East to get out before the violence gets worse. According to the United Nations, nearly two-thirds of all children have fled their homes. The UN has verified 142 children have died, but acknowledged that number is likely much higher.
CBS's Naomi Ruckham. Coronavirus. China's second city is in lockdown, and as CBS's Elizabeth Palmer reports, obeying all the COVID rules there is not optional.
Construction crews have converted Shanghai's convention center to a vast isolation ward for 50,000 beds. Anyone who tests positive has no choice.
Women have a new health risk to worry about, as CBS's Elise Preston reports.
Middle-aged women with higher levels of PFAS chemicals in their blood may be at greater risk of developing diabetes. Scientists say for the last several decades, those chemicals have been widely used in everything, from household products to cosmetics, and they are highly resistant to being broken down.
After 18 years in a Missouri prison, Keith Carnes is free now that a murder charge against him has been dropped.
It took a while to find the came through. I'm just glad. I'm not mad. I'm not bitter. I forgive the people that they used to lie against me. Sure, to rebuild my life and make my future better than my past.
A review of the case found police withheld information that could have exonerated Carnes, while two witnesses recanted their testimony 8 years ago, saying they'd been pressured by police and Jackson County prosecutors. This is CBS News.
There's always something new under the sun. CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right, and when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good news is invaluable to lead to the wins of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
Months after being freed from legal guardianship, Britney Spears has announced the newest change to her life.
Britney Spears posts to Instagram a cup with roses all around it, announcing she's pregnant. She says on a recent Hawaii trip, husband Sam said, "You're just food pregnant." But she says a pregnancy test revealed that she is expecting. The 40-year-old is mom to a 16 and 15-year-old from a previous marriage. She went on to write that she won't be going out as much to avoid paparazzi taking photos of her and will instead do yoga every day.
Yoga's good.
Matt Piper, CBS News.
And now to a different mother in a different place. Images of the Ukrainian mother who scrawled contact details on her 2-year-old daughter's back while fleeing Ukraine have gone viral. Sasha Makovi said she did it in case her family were separated or killed, so someone would know who the little girl was, warm and safe in France. I'm Lee Barker, CBS News.
Attention now. Have you ever been embarrassed when the time was right, but you just couldn't perform? Now there's hope. The secret starts with a visit to Montgomery Men's Health. Men from 21 to 93 are performing better than before, even when the pills don't work. They're your
top artist is using treatments that can help you perform for 30 minutes to an hour and a half. A full healing performance, all without surgery. Refer the cost for the doctor's visits, all tests, including the PSA and Txt Number test.
What does that word mean? Hey, Google, what does the word pronouncement mean?
Here's the definition of pronouncement: a formal or authoritative announcement or declaration.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Huh? What's that?
I was speaking with another human being. Okay.
Don't miss Sean Hannity. Biden Incoherently adheres live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Your WSFA First Alert weather forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Dairy Queen.
DQ presents, picture this. You stand before the new signature stack burger menu at DQ. 5 cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef, like the loaded A1 stack burger. And your mouth wonders, where have you been all my life? DQ. Happy tastes good.
Mainly dry day is on the way. Rain chances today are only at 10%, so I do expect just about everyone to stay entirely dry. It will be mostly cloudy, more clouds and sun overall, but at times there could be a little more sunshine. High temperatures in the low to mid 80s. It will be a little on the humid side. For tonight, we'll have some scattered showers that could bleed into early tomorrow morning. Then the rest of tomorrow, mostly cloudy, highs in the 80s. Good chance of rain and storms Wednesday night in the 30s.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Nothing's being reported by the authorities that would send you on an alternate route. Interstate systems moving into the Tri-County area from Clanton, Albany, Greenville. No problems on 231 south out of Wetumpka, north out of Troy. Still carrying light traffic. Reinhardt Fractal has a great selection of vehicles, great people, and great buys. See Jamie, Audrey, or Hank for all makes and models at Reinhardt Fractal. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
Selecting the best choice of tires can be confusing with all the brands and options available. Trust the #1 rated tire pros in Montgomery at Chico's Auto Pros for your tire needs.
Good morning, I'm Judd Davis. Here's what's happening in the news on this Tuesday. Opelika police are investigating a shooting where a 13-year-old was killed. Police said they got the call to Little Avenue around 4:15 Monday afternoon. That's just off of Marvin Parkway. They say the 13-year-old victim died about an hour later. The incident remains under investigation. Happening today, AAA Alabama is offering free vehicle identification number etching in Montgomery. This is a process where the VIN number is chemically stenciled onto all the windows of your car. Police said can help prevent your car from being stolen. That event will be at the AAA office in Montgomery, located off Vaughn Road. You need a call to make an appointment. Also happening this evening, Montgomery Biscuits play their home opener at Riverwalk Skating Tag. The team first came to Montgomery in 2004. Tennessee Smokies were watching at first pitch, 4-6-5. That's your news on this Tuesday morning. I'm Jed Davis with WSFA 12 News.
Are you a patient who has been diagnosed with sleep apnea and are being treated with a Philips CPAP machine that has been recalled? There's another successful way to treat this problem, and that is with the oral sleep appliance. It is recommended by the American Academy of Sleep Medicine for anyone who cannot tolerate or use CPAP. It is covered by most medical insurances and is offered
This is the
by
slogan for Marion Institute. Marion May.
Who has been successfully treating
And
sleep apnea patients for the
I thought it was really cool.
years.
And I asked the girl, I said, where did they come from? She said there were a couple of cadets over here. They were like best friends, 2 or 3 of them. And they left Marion and went to service academies. And they forgot their class ring from Marion. And they were mom to get it, send it to them. And when she got it, mailed it to them, she's looking at it. She noticed on the inside of the ring, they had etched in there Marion May. It was only on their rings, and it was their friendship was like made it Marion, I think. Or the school itself helped make them what they were when they went forward. And that lady thought that was really cool. I think the school would like to know how much they think of the school, what it did for them. So they can call school, school. Woo! Copyright! That's right. That shit's everywhere.
You know, it's amazing. I mean, we live in a time where strong friendships and the things that it takes to make them is politically incorrect. And it takes hard work, sacrifice.
It's not that it's politically incorrect. It's just difficult to find, and it certainly isn't supported or endorsed. But it's just difficult times and difficult situations bring people together. It forces you to expose who you are and what you can do. And when you're in a situation like that with someone else, and you
got to depend on others,
and you admire and respect the way they come through, makes you want to do that too. But you don't get that in the general world. You don't get that
because everybody's got to get a participation trophy.
You can enjoy delicious seafood, arts vendors, live music, and a cash bar. Admission is a donation at the door, benefiting Child Protect. That's Friday, April 15th at the Union Station Drain Shed. The annual Seafood and Arts Festival, sponsored by Bama Bud, Alabama Power, and Spire Energy. Got questions about your roof? River Region Contracting.
Or your friendships are based on shit like your boys both play on the same team.
Yeah.
And so that's how I know you. We have to spend time together.
Yeah.
That ain't preaching.
That ain't
preaching. Don't wait on one of those internet companies to hopefully call you back. You'll be disappointed even if they do. Just Wines and Travel is here to make sure you're home has the look and feel of the best American-made window treatments, including motorization and smart home options. Your guests will love them as much as you do. For over 35 years, Just Wines has been the trusted local source for quality, beauty, and customer satisfaction, serving Lake Martin, Auburn, and the River Region.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
And here we go.
Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
Tomorrow morning, if you wake up and the sun does not appear, I will be here.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It is time to rise and shine once again, if you can. It is another day that the Lord has made. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440 on your AM dial. It's time for our daily bread, a word from on high, something to help you get your head on right, that either give you a better perspective or change the one that you have. Either way, it's all good. for the soul. It is April the 12th. April the 12th, 2022. Today's daily bread is simply entitled, Like Us, For Us. Hebrews 2:17 says, for this reason, he had to be made like them, fully human in every way. Hebrews 2:17, govern yourselves accordingly, like us, for us. Today's scripture insight comes from Hebrews 2:10 through 18. And again, it is April the 12th. It is a day that has never been. It is a day that shall never, ever come again. It is a once-in-a-lifetime deal. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should do today that you didn't do. And you don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do this day, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done this day. If you've lived a while, you've seen, you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace of God and a lot of mercy thrown in, we may, I'm not sure, but we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day that is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? Well, whatever you do your best to reach back and help somebody else along the way as much as you can, when you can, until you can't. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well that no man living, no man dead, and no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say if that is the standard by which you live life, you shall always be successful, because you're only a failure if you quit. We say give out if you must, rest if you can, but you never, ever give up. Our mother used to say that nothing beats a failure but a try. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. Keep moving. Martin Luther King said, if you cannot run, walk. And if you cannot walk, crawl. Or whatever you do, keep moving forward. Don't ever give up. Don't ever, ever give up. And no matter what happens today, remember this, it is a great day to be alive. Like us, for us. That's our daily bread for this day, April the 12th, 2022.
Hi, and thanks for joining us for today's encouragement from the Our Daily Bread devotional. I'm Kirsten Holmberg, and I titled our reading, Like Us, For Us. Derek noticed his son didn't want to take off his shirt to swim and realized it was because he was self-conscious about a birthmark that covers parts of his chest, belly, and left arm. Determined to help his son, Derek underwent a lengthy and painful tattooing process to create an identical mark on his own body. Derek's love for his son reflects God's love for his sons and daughters. Because we, his children, have flesh and blood, Jesus became like us and took on a human form and shared in our humanity to free us from the power of death. He had to be made like us, fully human in every way, to make things right with God for us. Derek wanted to help his son overcome his self-consciousness, and so he made himself like him. Jesus helped us overcome a far greater problem, slavery to death. He overcame it for us by making himself like us, bearing the consequence of our sin by dying in our place. Jesus' willingness to share in our humanity not only secured our right relationship with God, but enables us to trust him in our moments of struggle. When we face temptation and hardship, we can lean on him for strength and support because he is able to help. Like a loving father, he understands and cares. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Hebrews chapter 2, verses 10 through 18. In bringing many sons and daughters to glory, it was fitting that God, for whom and through whom everything exists, should make the pioneer of their salvation perfect through what he suffered. Both the one who makes people holy and those who are made holy are of the same family. So Jesus is not ashamed to call them brothers and sisters. He says, I will declare your name to my brothers and sisters. In the assembly, I will sing your praises. And again, I will put my trust in him. And again, he says, here am I, and the children God has given me. Since the children have flesh and blood, he too shared in their humanity, so that by his death he might break the power of him who holds the power of death, that is the devil, and free those who all their lives were held in slavery by their fear of death. For surely it is not angels he helps, but Abraham's descendants. For this reason he had to be made like them, fully human in every way, in order that he might become a merciful and faithful high priest in service to God, and that he might make atonement for the sins of the people. Because he himself suffered when he was tempted, he is able to help those who are being tempted. Let's pray. Thank you, Jesus, for taking on a human form to relate to us in our struggles and pay for our wrongdoings. We want to trust you more. It is in your name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
All right, you got the word. Now it's time to get up. Let's go to work. Let's find something to do. You know what time it is. It is what time is it? Well, you know what time it is. It's 6:25, or close to it anyway. All right, it's 6:25. Time to get out of bed. Get up. PT time. Here we go. All the way. All the way. Gotta be rough and tough. Rough and tough. Airborne. Airborne. Every day. Every day. No sweat. Better yet. Down in the mess hall on my knees. Down in the mess hall on my knees. Got nothing to eat but a can of beans. Nothing to eat but a can of beans. The bread was moldy and the meat was bad. Bread was moldy and the meat was wet. You know darn well that you can't eat that. Hey, you know darn well that you can't eat that. Here we go. Here we go. All the way. All the way. Gotta be. Gotta be. Rough and tough. Rough and tough. Airborne. Airborne. All the way. Always wanted to be in the 82nd Airborne, knees in the breeze. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna do it right. Jump from an aircraft while in flight. Airborne all the way, driving on, driving on. Make a brother want to re-enlist. All the way, driving on, driving on. Early one morning, in the freezing rain, I jumped in my parachute and boarded the plane. Jump master said 1 minute to go. Green light, baby. Come on now. All the way, airborne, airborne, all the way, driving. 1 minute. Driving on, all the way, airborne, airborne. Outboard personnel, stand up. Come on now. Driving on. Here we go. Here we go. All the way. All the way. Gotta be. Gotta be. Rough and tough. Airborne. All right. That make one. Where the re-enlistment papers in? Anybody know? Think I'll sign up again. Anyway, now we pay homage to our armed forces of the United States of America, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and of course, Coast Guard. All right. And the Montgomery Sanitation Department, always my fellas out there. Also, Montgomery Police Department, good morning to the new chief. Good morning to the sheriff, Cunningham, and his deputy, Kevin Murphy. Name like Kevin, he can't be all bad. What else? Who else? Who else? Maintenance Department, good morning to those guys. And Montgomery Fire Department. Can't forget those guys now, because they're the ones who come get you when you need to be gotten. When it's good, I mean, you know, the police, the other kind of get, you know. And for all the people who go in when everybody else is running out. And good morning to my truck drivers out there. I know we got a couple coming through Montgomery right now. Listen to it, brother. Good morning to you. Blow that horn for me one time. Okay, I'm like a kid. I feel like when I'm going down the road and I see a guy in a big truck, I still ask him to blow the horn for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I like to hear that horn. All right.
Commercial
break. Bottom of an hour, somewhere around there.
Like 3 minutes?
Yeah.
You don't have many commercials. Okay. I got to squeeze in sometime before 8 o'clock and put it. I didn't put in the keywords.
Okay.
Well, I'll put it. Are you going at 6:30?
Not exactly 6:30. So I'll just. How long you want me to wait?
No, I just need.
You can do it now. I know.
I'm just going to do one until 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
How long is that going?
Oh, it's going on for a minute. Plus, I got a lot of minutiae I put in between. So you finish.
Make sure it's free. Okay.
I have to honor my armed forces. You know how it goes.
All right. Like it. I'm done.
Thank you, sir. That was simple. And good morning, and good morning again. You know, I was headed to the studio this morning, and I had a profundity, a profound statement, a profound question, not a statement. And as I was riding down Madison Avenue this morning in the great city of Montgomery, Alabama, Crampton Bowl, you know, all those nice little things over there. And the police sitting over there across from Crampton Bowl trying to get a brother from speeding. But I was going slow like I normally do. I mean, you know, you listen to Luther Vandross or Barry Manilow, you can't speed. I mean, it just don't put you in the mood to speed. You just gotta chill, you know, take a chill pill and you're going down the road. And as I was chilling or chillaxing, as we used to call it, chillaxing, you know, in the car, you know, in my Tahoe. Okay, it's not a Tahoe, but I call them Tahoe. It's me and Tahoe in the morning, going down the road, just minding our own business, you know, looking at the sanitation workers do their thing and the police do their thing, hoping they don't do their thing to you. You know, that's why I be slowing down, coming down the road in the morning. Yeah. So while me and Tahoe was headed to work this morning, a profound question came up in my mind. One that deserves some examination. Because the question was this morning, and it is a question that should be asked all over America today. Yes, It is an interesting question. It is a question that will befuddle you, and as it has me. It is a question that shall make us go down to the deepest crevices of our own psyche, of our own soul of a nation. It is a question, however, that needs to be asked. It does. It really does. And the other day when I was at the That's My Child graduation for the young folks who graduated, who trying to get prepared for life. And I looked at those kids, and I want to thank Charles Lee for inviting me. You know, I don't get too many invites because I'm not politically correct. I don't say what you want me to say. I say what I need to say. Okay, and that doesn't get you invited to speak to too many people. Okay? But that's okay. I don't care. All you need to do is change one life at a time. You don't need to change everybody because everybody won't change. But and the question came up that day too. To in the back of my mind, the same question came up, and I said to myself, how will I address this question? It's an interesting. It's a question that we all are going to have to sort of deal with some kind of way. And I bet you're saying, man, get on to the question. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. But I won't get to it right now. I'll get to it before the show is out today, because it is something that I believe that we need to ask ourselves. Spent a little time with my son yesterday, my big boy, young man, actually, not big boy. He might come, don't want me to call him boy. He's 30. He'll be 31 next month. So I guess you can't call him boy anymore. But well, he'll always be my boy. So hey, but anyway, he spent a little time, keeps trying to convince me to do things that I don't want to do. So that's okay. Like change my wardrobe and things of that nature. Yeah. I can't do that. Get a drink. Let's go have a drink. I thought I'd want to go have a drink, but I don't think I'm gonna have a drink. I think I'm just gonna leave alcohol alone. I mean, after 64 years, 11 months, and some odd days, well, actually 64 years and 11 months. It's probably a little late to try to get my groove on now. It's probably a little late to give me some Cavassier or some Hennessy or some wine. Now I'm scared of wine, because wine, that's what the hobos want, and that's what the real drunks want, some wine. So I'm gonna leave the wine thing alone, because I don't want to be out. Next thing you know, they'll have a picture of me in the paper, sitting on the side of the road begging for money. So I'm just gonna leave the wine thing alone. Okay. So I'm done. But I will. Here's what I decided to do. I am going to go somewhere with him, and we're just going to sit down. If he wants to have his tequila or whatever that they have, I'll just sit there and watch him while I have a Coke, which is probably more dangerous for you than alcohol sometimes. But maybe I'll have I don't know. I don't know what sassafras is. I thought sassafras was sort of like root beer, but I've never tasted it. I just see it on TV on old Gunsmoke of sassafras. So I don't know. I'll check that out. Anybody know what sassafras is? I don't even know what it is. Okay, maybe I have a root beer. And that way I can still say I had beer. But anyway, when I get done with all this morning, we are going to ask the question. The most profound question that needs to be dealt with in this country. But it is a question that deserves an answer. Okay, it does. Now, I shall return uno momento, with the lessons of life and things of that nature. And the word of the day, the word of the day. You got to have the word of the day. I'm trying to help you guys with your vocabulary, extensions. All right, so don't go no place. We'll come back.
Mainly dry day is on the way. Rain chances today are only at 10%, so I do expect just about everyone to stay entirely dry. It will be mostly cloudy, more clouds and sun overall, but at times,
New York City.
mid-80s, it will be a little
I know it's crazy.
scattered showers that could bleed into early tomorrow morning, then the rest of tomorrow mostly cloudy, highs in the 80s. Good chance of rain and storms Wednesday night and the 3rd.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler. News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at
Hey Google,
on News Radio 1440.
show me my reminder.
Reporting Montgomery right now.
You have 8 reminders. Here are 3. For Wednesday every other week at 7 a.m. Carlton Avery, Carlton Avery. March 25th at 7:30 a.m. Tyrone.
Okay, I got you.
Reinhardt
Hey Google,
has a great selection of vehicles.
show me my appointments.
See Jamie.
There are 3 entries for this week. Next up, you have gubernatorial candidate Tim James tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Here's the rest.
Can be confusing with all the brands and options available. Trust the #1 rated tire pros in Montgomery and Chico's Auto Pros for your tire needs.
Okay.
This is the Tom Hannity Show. Join me every afternoon at 2 right here on News Radio 1440.
When it's time to get a new vehicle, Larry Puckett Chevrolet is the best place to find your new Chevy or a great used car. New cars, SUVs, and trucks are being delivered daily, and Larry Puckett has their largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in over a year. Check them out online at LarryPuckett.com or visit them on Cosford Road in Prattville. And if you have an extra vehicle, bring it in for an instant cash offer. Whether you're selling or trading, your vehicle will never be worth more. Larry Puckett Chevrolet, where the customers do the talking.
PaperByGovernment.com. Have you heard? The United States Mint has issued the Morgan Silver Dollar for the first time in 100 years. Not only that, but they are also minted in 99.9% pure silver for the first time ever in history. Coin experts are calling this an amazing opportunity for anyone that knows the enduring popularity of Morgans. But you must hurry. Only 175,000 legal tender silver dollars were issued. These Morgan Silver Dollars are brand new, bright and shiny legal tender coins minted by the iconic Philadelphia Mint. Just call 1-800-386-7194 and you are guaranteed a new 99.9% pure silver Morgan dollar. The first time in history this has happened. But with limited quantities, you must call now to order. To learn more, call 1-800-386-7194. If you order now, you will receive a free collector bonus, a $25 value free with every order. Call 1-800-386-7194 now to secure your new Morgan Silver Dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-386-7194.
Joe Biden's reckless spending has sent inflation to a 40-year high, costing hardworking Alabama families over $5,000 a year. Katie Britt is a conservative fighter running for the United States Senate to end the liberal spending in Washington. Here's Katie Britt.
As I travel across our great state, I hear from families every day who are getting hammered by rising costs. Inflation is a tax on every single one of us, and it is killing our economy. As Alabama's next senator, I'll fight to save our economy, not only for our seniors, but for the next generation who is being crushed by runaway inflation and destructive debt. Here's where I stand. If Congress doesn't balance the budget, they shouldn't get paid. No balanced budget, no paycheck.
Katie Britt will stop Joe Biden's tax and spend agenda and fight to restore President Trump's booming economy.
I'm Katie Britt, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Britt for Alabama. Attention men, have you ever been embarrassed when the time was right, but you just couldn't perform? Now there's hope. The secret starts with a visit to Montgomery Men's Health. Men from 21 to 93 are performing better than before, even when the pills don't work. Their urologist, Dr. Tom Alderson, is using treatments that can help you perform for 30 minutes to an hour and a half of full male performance, all without surgery. Your total cost for the doctor's visit, all tests, including the PSA and testosterone test, is only $99. Give them a call, even if the pills haven't worked, or you have a medical issue like heart problems or prostate issues. If you have erectile dysfunction and want to perform much better, call now. 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. Get your confidence back. 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. See website for more information on side effects. Treatments extra. Results may vary. Montgomery Men's Health.
Hey, Sean Hannity here, and now you can hear me live every afternoon. It all starts at 2, and it's all happening right here on News Radio 1440.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm good. I am good.
Once in your life, somebody turns your heart around, and next thing you know, you're cruising down the town. Wake up and it's still with you.
Okay, love this song. Arthur, remember this? Good morning. The question, I'll get to the question later on. Just thought I'd put it on your mind that it's an interesting question. Okay, it's an interesting question. Anyway, good morning to you. Now you know what time it is. I don't know. Okay, whoever's calling on that phone must don't know that we don't really do calls this hour. We got things to go, but call next hour. We'll talk to you. I mean, that's my job is to talk to you because you are the customer, but not right now. Not right now. We got things we got to get done, like lessons of life. And today's lesson of life is a profound one, as a matter of fact, because it is something that a lot of us don't realize. Okay, I'm just telling you. My hot chocolate's about wore out here. My hot chocolate is like cold chocolate right now. Okay, good morning to you. It is April the 12th. It is the 102nd day of the year. But before we get to all of that, we have to go through lessons of life and word of the day. Now, the word of the day is a word that I heard some time ago that I really didn't know. I really didn't pay much attention because my vocabulary being so extensive that it is. It was one of those words that was a throwaway word. Okay, it was just a throwaway word. I didn't need it. You know, I had enough ammunition in my vocabulary, the lexicon of our language, that I didn't need this word. However, this word is an interesting word because it's very simple. It finalizes something. Okay. Now the word is spelled Q-U-A-S-H. Q-U-A-S-H. And it is pronounced quash. I said, okay. It means to nullify. It means whatever you are saying to me is irrelevant, immaterial, and unimportant. And therefore, you and it is getting ready to be ignored. Okay? I don't want to hear it. I'm done with it. Okay? Okay? It goes into the trash bag of nothingness. Okay? Quash. So if your mama and daddy come up to you and say, quash that means stop whatever you're doing. It's over. Doesn't matter anymore. Be done with it. Quash. Kind of like that word now, because where I used to use like 6 words to say the same thing, now I can just use one word and I'm done with it. Okay? Quash. Q-U-A-S-H. So when you and Mr. Johnson are in a conversation in the classroom and Mr. Johnson says quash it, and then shut up. Okay? Just be done with it, and we just done. That's it. No more conversation. You have been nullified. Bam. It doesn't even matter anymore. Okay? So just remember that. Because there are some other words he could use to tell you the same thing. Okay? But it probably won't. I'm just saying. Now, what is the lesson of life today? The lesson of life today is an interesting lesson because of the we don't want to hurt your feeling environment that we have in America today. We don't want to tell you that some things in life you will not get. We don't want to tell you that, yeah, the answer always comes. And sometimes it's not the one you want to hear. Yeah, we don't want to. We don't want to tell you that guy to the left of you is faster than you. And the only thing you can do is work harder and try to become as fast as he. Okay? You can't, you don't want to hear that there are some pretty smart kids in Montgomery school system who don't go to magnet schools. Okay? And then again, there are some who are in magnet school that don't belong there. Okay? So there are many things that we have to face sometimes, and we don't want to. Okay? Because we live in a society today, okay, that wants to lay down a pillow of roses as opposed to tell you the reality of this thing we call life. And this thing we call life sometimes is a difficult and arduous road to go down sometimes. Yeah, we can't tell people that because we don't want to hurt their feelings. Okay, we don't want to hurt your feelings. So if you lose a game, it wasn't your fault. No. So while you were out partying the night before, the night before the game, you was partying, you was having a great time, and you didn't think enough of your teammates to to sort of work a little harder. So now you're sitting around blaming the whole world because you lost the championship that may have been saved because you could have put in a little extra work. You could have worked on that three-pointer a little more. You could have worked on that. You could have worked on that pass, that pass receiving thing a little more, but you didn't do it. No, because you thought you was good enough. You thought that you were the best that there was. There's always somebody better than you and me. There's always somebody out there that's better than you. So when you get all high and mighty and you think that you are, you're it, you're the it. There's something else going on there too, but I can't say that on the radio. Remember, there's always somebody, somewhere better than you are. Now, but that's not the lessons of life because everybody knows that. Okay. If you don't know that, well, you just learned something today. We want often the young kids today, and I would imagine that the young kids today are no different than I was when I was a kid too. We want the product without the process. We want the new car. Oh yeah, we want that new car. Well, we want somebody else to buy it for it. Not in my house. We want the nice clothes, but we don't want to work. We'd rather sit on a corner with a cup and beg people for their money as opposed to go out and make your own money. Yep, that's what we want to do. That's America today. Okay? We have an excuse for everything, for every failure, except the one that looks back at you in the mirror. Okay? That's the reason you're not where, let me say not your. That's why we are not where we think we ought to be sometime, because the guy or the woman that's looking back at us from the mirror. Now, you want some reality? That's the reality. We are responsible for where we go. We are more responsible than anything else. Anything. I was at the Lagoon Park the other day, and there's a young man out there who was born, I would imagine, born that way, without a lower body. And he rides around town in a wheelchair. But he doesn't have the benefit of a lower body. But when you talk to him, you wouldn't know that. He's out there doing what he, as a matter of fact, the other day he was out at Lagoon involved in a tennis tournament. The wheelchair tennis tournament that goes on. We had a national program in Montgomery over the weekend. And I didn't know that, so I had to stop out at Lagoon Park. That's part of my duty as on the Park and Recreation Board that we never really have a meeting. But I went out there and I looked around and saw the things that are going on out there. Matter of fact, Mr. Mayor, we need some work at our parks and recreations out there on our tennis courts because they kind of messed up out there. Okay, they kind of messed up, and we brought in some big time people over the weekend to have a national championship out at Lagoon Park in Montgomery, Alabama. So we need to do a better job in what we do. But anyway, so here is the lesson of the day. We can have courage or we can have comfort, but we cannot have both, at least not at the same time. If you're going to do something, you have got to decide, do I have the courage, the willingness, and am I willing to sacrifice to get the things in life that I want? Or you can wait and see if somebody gives it to you. But my suggestion would be you get to work. Okay? So we can choose courage or we can choose comfort. But you cannot have them both, at least not at the same time. And those are my words of wisdom, lessons of life on this day, the 12th day of April 2022. One more time. You can choose courage or you can choose comfort, but you cannot have them both, at least not at the same time. And one begets the other. All right, move right along. On April the 12th, 1945, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt died of a cerebral hemorrhage in Warm Springs, Georgia, at the age of 63. He was succeeded by Vice President Harry S. Truman. In 1776, North Carolina's fourth Providential Congress authorized the colony's delegates to the Continental Congress to support the independence from Britain. In 1861, the Civil War began as Confederate forces opened fire on Fort Sumter in South Carolina. It was 1862, Union volunteers stole a Confederate locomotive near Marietta, Georgia, and headed toward Chattanooga. Chattanooga is really a great city. If you ever get a chance to go see it. Tennessee, on a mission to sabotage as much of the rail line as they could, and of course, the raiders were caught. In 1877, the catcher's mask was first used in a baseball game by James Ting of Harvard in a game against the Lynn Live Oaks, whoever they are, never heard of them. 1934, Tender is the Night by F. Scott Fitzgerald was first published in book form after being serialized at Scribner's magazine. In 1955, Salk vaccine against polio was declared safe and effective. So it's not the first time we had a vaccine, that caught a little crap when they first rolled it out. 1961, Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin, or Gagarin, whatever his name is, became the first man to fly in space, orbiting the Earth once before making a safe landing. In 1963, on this day, civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. was arrested in jail in Birmingham, Alabama, charged with contempt of court and parading without a permit. During his time behind bars, King wrote Letter from the Birmingham Jail. 1988, the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office issued a patent to Harvard University for genetically engineered mounts. The first time a patent was granted for an animal's life form. We need one of them. I'm not sure. 1989, former boxing champion Sugar Ray Robinson died in Culver City, California at the age of 67. Radical activist Abbie Hoffman was found dead at his home in New Hope, Pennsylvania at the age of 52. The year was 1990. It was the first meeting between East Germany's first democratically elected parliament acknowledged responsibility for the Nazi Holocaust and asked for forgiveness of Jews and others who had suffered. The year is 2006. Jurors in the Zacharias Moussaoui trial listened to a recording of shouts and cries in a cockpit as desperate passengers twice charged hijackers during a final half hour of a doomed United Flight 93 on 911. In 1065, not that anybody really cares, pilgrims under the Bishop Gunnar Bamberg reached Jerusalem. In 1204, the Fourth Crusade occupier plunders Constantinople. In 1229, Queen Blanche of Castile and Earl Raymond VI of Toulouse signed a peace treaty. Okay, and that's about it. Yeah, I'd never heard of them folks either. But, I had to fill time with something, so I might as well tell you about them. Oh, one more. In 1654, Ordinance of Union between England and Scotland passed by the Council of State. Not that I really care, but, it's something to read. Anyway, enough of that. And that's where we are on this day. Other things happen locally. We're going to get into some local things, of course. Governor Kay Ivey responds to a suit filed against the new anti-gender bill. Listen, I'm so tired of hearing about transgender. Okay, here's what I want. I will give in to transgenderism. I will. I will celebrate it. I will get behind it if one person who used to be a female, who used to be a male, change themselves into the other sex, then I will get on board with the movement. Real, I will. All I need is a guy who successfully changed himself into a female, and I get on board with it. I will. I get on. And I need a girl that, without the benefit of a strap-on, changed herself into a guy. Okay, I'm on board. I will get on board with the program. Okay, so these microphones are open to anybody that can prove to me that that's what you did, and I'm on board with it. Okay, so and I'll just shut up about it. Let it be, like the old song says. Let it be, let it be, let it be. Oh, let it be. Listen to the words of wisdom. Let it be, let it be. Okay, so anyway, so when we get back, now if you know anybody, if you're a transgender person out there, and if you're a parent of a wannabe transgender something out there, you call this show. Show me where your son is now your daughter, biologically, chemically, and I'll shut up and I'll get behind it and I'll take Z and say, ask Z if he wants to be a woman. Okay.
Hey, I'm Judd Davis. Here's what's happening in the news on this Tuesday. Opelika police are investigating the shooting where a 13-year-old was killed. They said they got the car to a little avenue around 4:15 on Marvin Parkway. They say the 13-year-old victim died about an hour later. The incident remains under investigation. Happening today, AAA Alabama is offering free vehicle identification number etching in Montgomery. This is a process where the VIN number is chemically stenciled onto all the windows of your car. Police said to help prevent your car from being stolen. That event will be at the AAA office in Montgomery, located on Vaughn Road. You need to call to make an appointment. Also happening this evening, the Montgomery Biscuits play their home opener at Riverwalk Stadium tonight. The team first came to Montgomery in 2004. This is going to take on the Tennessee Smokies at Riverwalk Stadium. The first pitch is set for 6:45. That's your news on this Tuesday morning. I'm Judd Davis with WSFA 12 News.
News Radio 1440, WLWI AM, the home of the Dan Bongino Show. Also on 95.1 HD3 FM.
This is the CBS World News Roundup, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Vicki Barker in London. The White House watching nervously for new inflation figures expected half an hour from now.
Aides here are warning that they're going to be, quote, extraordinarily elevated. These numbers are going to account for March, the first full month since that war in Ukraine began and gas prices started spiking. The White House says those price jumps are happening because of the war and what they call, quote, Putin's price hike. But remember, prices started spiking well before the war in Ukraine began.
CBS's Ed O'Keefe. President Biden pushing to lower the pain at the pump by allowing the sale of cheaper ethanol gasoline blends during the hot summer months, normally banned because of smog risks. Oil analyst Phil Flynn.
He is desperate to do what he can to get gasoline prices down because consumers are feeling the pain And when consumers feel the pain, it's the president that gets the blame.
In Russia, President Vladimir Putin's been on a walkabout with his Belarusian counterpart and ally in Russia's Far East today, calling the conflict in Ukraine, quote, unavoidable. The U.S. and NATO allies are among those investigating multiple reports of Russian war crimes in Ukraine, with growing numbers of women reporting rape at the hands of Russian soldiers.
A soldier entered our house. My husband and I were there. At gunpoint, he took me to a neighboring house. He was ordering me, take your clothes off or I'll shoot you.
One alleged victim was 82 years old. In Minnesota, there was an out-of-hours hearing in the case of 3 former Minneapolis officers charged with aiding and abetting George Floyd's murder. Cameras were not allowed. Attorney Joe Tamburino, not affiliated with the case, wonders why.
It's very unusual that all of a sudden at this stage, 60 days out from trial, you would have this after hours when court is closed hearing and not allow cameras.
Those drug companies forcing diabetics to pay through the nose for life-saving insulin have a new label today. CBS's Christopher Cruz reports.
Human Rights Watch, best known for investigating war crimes, says insulin makers who set high prices for the drug are abusing people with diabetes. Congressional committees have investigated the makers of insulin, but this is the first time they've been called human rights abusers by a well-known advocacy group. The drug makers say they offer programs to help diabetics afford insulin, but Human Rights Watch says those programs aren't robust enough.
In Nashville last night, Jason Aldean and Carrie Underwood took home the award for Video of the Year for their song If I Didn't Love You at the 2022 CMT Music Awards on CBS. Aldean thanking fans for years of loyalty. This is CBS News.
The World News Roundup is presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you need cash out of your home and a simple way to get it, Rocket can.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right, and when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
That California utility, whose missteps were immortalized in the film Erin Brockovich, is paying to get out of legal hot water again.
Under the settlement, PG&E will avoid criminal charges related to the Kincaid and Dixie fires. Sonoma County District Attorney Jill Ravitch.
The tools that we have as prosecutors to deal with corporations are very few. I couldn't put the board of PG&E in jail.
PG&E will be subject to 5 years of oversight for safety measures and pay more than $55 million in fines. The cost will not be passed on to ratepayers. Margie Schaefer for CBS News, Santa Rosa, California.
And finally, a British development charity says the rising price of food caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the accompanying increase in oil prices and energy costs could push 250 million more people into extreme poverty. It says these new challenges have aggravated the economic crisis created by COVID. I'm Vicki Barker, CBS News.
Politician Mike Durant says he's conservative, but have you looked to see who's behind him? Never Trumpers, same people who backed Hillary and Biden. Now they're here in our backyard, trying to trick us into backing their man, Mike Durant. These Never Trumpers recruited Mike Durant, asked him to be their man in Washington. Mike Durant's ads, they're funded by wealthy California donors, Never Trumpers. So why are these Never Trumpers backing politician Mike Durant? Because when Mike Durant talks about gun rights, he sounds like them.
From a military perspective, the first thing that needs to be done is to disarm the population. I mean, let's face it, if we can do that in some of our U.S. cities, that would be a pretty good step toward law and order.
Disarm the population. Have the government go door to door and take our guns. No wonder the Never Trumpers are behind Mike Durant. Once you see where he stands, you can't support Mike Durant. Alabama Packers. paid for by the Alabama.
I'm sorry, Lee. Traffic is terrible. It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing.
Boss is los.
Expensive gas is so prices at the pump are up, and I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Get Upside Gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app? Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time I buy gas. And does that actually add up to anything? I'll make $200 to $300 this year. Wow, that's serious extra cash.
Well, good morning, everybody.
For 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your first fill. You can cash out anytime your bank account, PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code TIME for up to 50 cents a gallon cash back on your first
Good morning.
Hey, y'all. It's Cassie Cody Wolf.
Good morning. Good. M-O-R.
It's amazing what you came to me here.
We've had a baby girl and a lot of new stuff in the station for the Wolf Brothers lineup. Quality is key here at American Exports, so we designed this solution with solid wood frame and high density foam.
Last but not least, whether they're covered in microfiber or leather, it all
On the road this morning, this early in the morning, man, that's kind of early. Anyway, good morning, folks, and my Facebook buddies. Good morning to you. No sharing today. I got to figure out how to use Instagram on this thing. Can't figure that out yet. I know I'm a computer guru, but I cannot figure out how to use Instagram. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. But I don't think Zarel knows how to use Instagram either, so we could.
It's time to
So I'm
get
good.
outdoors and tackle your to-do list.
I'm good.
Whether you're mowing, gardening, tackling heavier projects at the camper farm, be prepared with John Deere equipment from Sun South. We'll help you find the equipment to meet your needs. And owning a John Deere is more affordable than ever at Sun South.
I love you.
Including the 1023 tractor with loader for only $169 a month. So why wait another season to do more? Come see us at Sun South. Equipment for those that do.
Millions of Americans don't diversify their portfolio, which means millions are missing out on the benefits of diversification.
It could be anyone. Your plumber. Yeah, I'm here to fix your toilet.
It could be your plumber.
Your ex-girlfriend.
It's not you. It's me.
Or even you. While millions of Americans don't diversify their portfolios, you can be diversifying yours by investing in blue chip art with Masterworks. Go to masterworks.io, enter promo code ART.
Before deciding to invest, carefully review the important disclosures at masterworks.io/disclaimer.
We all reach tipping points in life. The weight of a low-paying job, unpaid bills, a new family. You can't keep going. That's where My Computer Career can help. In just months, not years, they can help you start a new life as an IT pro, even with no prior experience. Impossible? You learn online from home. And My Computer Career offers lifetime career services to help you find jobs with companies begging for IT pros. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Right on.
It's the Sean Hannity Show. Join me every afternoon at 2 right here on News Radio 1440.
Alrighty then. Here we go. Oh yeah. Spend the night. Over a rain falling.
Seems like
Boys calling. It's all right. Oh yeah. What is it? What is it? Come on now. It's a rainy night in Georgia. It's a rainy night. Oh yeah, I had days like that. Raining all over the world. Okay, done. It's raining all over the world. You ever had days like that when you just think, man, I got the blues. And listen to this song right here and make you hurt yourself. But what a calming song that is. Anyway, good morning to you. Just in case you want to call, if you don't, 860-1440 is the number here you want to call. Let's talk a couple seconds about, then I never stick on one subject too long, but this is an interesting one. Governor Kay Ivey responds to a lawsuit filed against the new anti-transgender bill. Alabama Governor Kay Ivey responds to questions yesterday in a suit filed to block Alabama's new law banning puberty blockers and hormones for transgender youth. First of all, let us understand there's no such thing as transgender. No such thing. No, if you got an idiot parent that believe that, then their parenting license ought to be removed from them, and so should their kids. Okay, there's no such thing as transgender. You don't change your gender. Now, if you don't believe that, I'm sorry. You probably believe that Martians are living on Earth or something like that too. You probably believe that if you put on tinfoil on your head, that you're going to get a message from Mars or something like that. I'm just saying. If you don't, I don't know what to say for you. But let us deduce logic, reason, and common sense on this issue. If you have to block puberty, the natural occurrence in the human body, if you have to take drugs to block it, doesn't that mean that you're interfering with the natural process of the human experience? I mean, doesn't it mean if you have to block things that naturally occur in a human body, aren't you interfering with the natural design of God's creation? And if you don't believe in God, well, the creation. Okay, aren't you? If you have to block it, that means you are interrupting the process, okay, of the natural instinct and the natural process of growing as a human being, right? So if you have to block the process, doesn't that tell you something right there, that you are interfering with the growth of a human being in its predestined state that it's supposed to grow into? Okay, again, there's no, and I'm willing to talk. Listen, I'm not the smartest guy on the radio. I'm not. I'm the smartest guy in this room. But there is no such thing. Now, if you can show me one, I will get on board with you. If you can show me a guy that actually turned himself into a female, brother, I'm on. Matter of fact, I'll pay my own way to Washington, D.C. and go up there and help them sign the bill. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Okay, let us. So show me one. Show me a guy that turned himself into a female, or female that turned herself into a male, and I'm with you. But until somebody can show me that, the word transgender, it's a political word. Has nothing to do with biology, nothing to do with reality. There's no such thing as a transgender. No. Okay. Now we got transportation. Okay. Trans oil, whatever the hell that means, because when I go to cooking, we got some trans oil thing. I guess it's going to turn into something else when I put it in that skillet. But other than that, I don't know. What is there? How about transportation? Now that makes sense, because I go from one place to another. I'm good. See, transportation is the only thing that got trans attached to it that makes sense. Okay. At least in the meaning of the word that I know. Okay. Now, Buttigieg, the Secretary of Transportation, said something stupid the other day. But then again, I can't believe that guy was the mayor of my hometown. Okay. I just cannot believe. I just cannot believe he was the mayor. It's almost impossible for me to believe that. But it was. Okay. So I guess South Bend really is a liberal place. I haven't been there since I was 17 years old. I haven't lived there since I was 17. So a lot of things happen in like 60 years, okay, or 50 years, whatever the case may be. Anyway, now, here's one. So yesterday, I'm minding my own business. Okay, I'm minding my own business. So somebody sends me a a video. Now I thought it was a joke at first, but it turned out it was right. Now I don't know what these two brothers up in Prattville was doing. Listen, there are a lot of places you don't want to go to jail, and Prattville is one of them. Okay, Prattville, Louisiana, Arkansas. They're just some places you don't want to go to jail. See, you go to jail in Montgomery, we might probably just let you out, but they don't do that up there. They don't play that up there. But these brothers trying to steal from Lowe's. Okay, two men are facing multiple felony charges after Prattville police say they attempted to steal from Lowe's and Home Depot. I mean, what's up with that? According to Prattville police, charges are pending against Kevin Andrew Johnson, 43, of Montgomery, and Roderick Bernard Harris, 51. Okay, 43, I may cut you some slack. 43, okay, you're just now growing into your own. I'm with you. But at 51, if you ain't figured it out by then, what you should be doing. I mean, come on, man. For third-degree theft of property, Johnson also pending charge of second-degree theft of property. The incident began about 9:30. Then they're gonna do it at 9:30 in the morning when everybody all motivated. I mean, if you're gonna do it at nighttime. People tired by then. They may not catch it, but you're gonna do it at 9:30 in the morning. The police is ready to go. They just got out of what do you call that thing when they get there? We used to call it formation, but what they call it? They call it something else. Anyway, they just got out of the meeting with the chief and everybody's motivated. They out there looking for somebody, and you just gave them somebody. 9:30 in the morning. Come on, man. I mean, if you're gonna steal it like 9:30 at night. At least they can't see it. Man, I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, 601440. Let's see who this is. Maybe that's one of them on the phone right now. Good morning. Are you calling me from jail? Good morning.
The different kinds of trans, and I want you to check it out for me, okay?
Okay.
Transaction on the teacher's head yesterday at Brubeck Middle.
What? Huh? What? What?
A transaction upside a teacher's head by a group of students at Brubeck Middle yesterday.
Okay, now this cannot. So you telling, right. So you're telling me that you have heard. And we're not saying it's true or not, but you have heard that there was a transaction of sorts at Brubeck. Isn't that one of the elite schools in town? Brubeck Middle, and you have heard that somebody attacked the teacher? Okay. Yeah. Let me check this out. But that's it, right? Right. Okay. Well, that's a transaction we need to look into. Yeah. Okay. We'll do that because I haven't heard that. So I don't want to start rumors unless it's true, and then it's not a rumor. It's true. But I don't know. So I'm not going to go there. But if anybody knows anything about something happened at Brubaker, let us know, because see, that's why we need, if that happened, that's why we need a no nonsense school superintendent, and we need a man. We need a no nonsense order and discipline. And if you violate those tenets, your butt needs to go home with your parents and everybody else and stay home with grandma or somebody. You don't need to be in public school. Okay? So I'm just saying. But I don't know if it's true. It only came in talk radio sometimes can put some things out there that we're not exactly sure about. So I'm not going to now I got a phone right here so somebody can text me if it's true or not. 294-1298. I mean that's my number here. Nobody knows who you are if you tell me, because I'll let them pull my teeth out of my head before I do that. Okay, I won't tell anybody where I got it from, but so I don't know that to be true. Okay, I don't know if that's to be true. So we'll find out later on. And again, it is never my claim. First of all, it is never my desire to make our public school system look bad. They do that good enough on themselves. So that's never my desire. My desire is to shine a light on the environment that we have allowed to be created in some of our schools, except for our magnet schools. We don't allow that environment to exist in our magnet schools. When, in all honesty, it is the magnet schools that need less attention than our regular schools. But for some reason, we can get better order in a magnet school than we can in a regular school. But anyway, so much further. So I'm not sure, like kind of like the mayor thing. I'm not going to jump all on the mayor all the time just because I disagree with him on some things. But unless it's warranted, then I'll I get on that bandwagon sometime. But not yesterday's bandwagon. We wasn't getting on that. 860-1440. Anyway, so we got two guys yesterday at 9:30 in the morning. Okay, gonna go to Prattville Lowe's when two plainclothes Prattville detectives noticed a suspicious person inside the store on an unrelated matter. The suspect had a shopping cart loaded with power tools valued at about $2,000. Now, he placed the cart near the exit and walked away. Okay, now that's kind of suspicious right there, right? That's suspicious because we know what you got ready. You're gonna put the cart by the door. You're gonna walk outside, then you're gonna come back and pull the cart out. So we know how that works, okay? So the detective decided to split up, with one watching the suspicious person while the other went out to his vehicle and put on his police vest. The police department noted, however, that before the officers could get into position, the detective saw the suspect running out of the exit doors with Lowe's employees following him. Now, one of the detectives chased the suspect to a truck. I saw this yesterday, parked on the opposite side of the parking lot and attempted to take the suspect into custody by displaying his badge and announcing that he was an officer. Now, the way he announced that he was an officer, he cussed that poor boy out. I ain't mad at him. Okay, listen. I mean, lucky he didn't shoot him. I thought he finished shoot him. But he cussed that brother out. I mean, if that brother didn't learn nothing yesterday, he learned what the F word means. Okay. Now, me personally, I don't get mad when the police cuss you out if you're doing something wrong. it don't bother me. That's better than shooting me. I'm good. I don't. Now in Montgomery, under Finley, if you cuss a suspect out, you may have found yourself written up. Okay. No. If you stealing people's stuff, you need to be cussed out. Okay, by the police. Okay, I'm just saying you might want to do that. So I'm not mad at the way they cussed the brother out yesterday in Prattville. Okay, because I mean, cuss me out anytime, just don't be shooting at me. Okay, I'm just saying you might want to do that. So anyway, I watched this whole thing unfold because somebody made a video of it, and it was interesting. Okay, I actually thought it was a movie at first. I thought somebody sent me a picture of a movie, but he told the brother, open the door. Open the door. My brother said, I can't open the door. I don't want to go to jail. I can't open the door. Open this blank, blank door. And the guy looked and said, blank, blank, no. And the police officer said again, open this blank, blank door. And the perp said, no, blank, blank, no. So anyway, it was an interesting thing to watch yesterday. But if you're going to steal from Lowe's or Home Depot, you might want to do it in the afternoon when everybody is tired. They may not notice, but at 9:30 in the morning, everybody is going to notice you steal. I'm just saying. Now, if the brothers say, I had to steal these tools because I needed some work, then we ought to take up a collection, a GoFundMe thing, and let's get them out of jail, get these tools for them so they can work, and maybe they can hire somebody, and they won't do this anymore. Okay. I mean, I guess that's better than stealing bicycles or motorcycles or cars. I mean, at least they stealing something so they can go to work. But they probably was going to sell the tools anyway. I'm just saying. But anyway, to the Prattville police, congratulations. You got your man. Or you got both your men. Unfortunately, it was just two brothers. Again, I don't know why we think we don't have enough black folks in jail. We're always trying to add to the population. Anyway, let us take a break and We'll be back right after this. I saw something else the other day too. I just kind of freaked me out there, but that's okay. We'll talk about that when we come back. It is 7:25 in the morning. If you got to be there by by 8 o'clock, you got 35 minutes. Okay, 34 minutes by which to arrive. Okay, so we'll be back. This song came out in 1975. Where was I in 75? I was 18. I don't know when the hell I was. 75. We'll be back.
Troy University. Take the first step in becoming a leader in your chosen field. Attend Troy University's Worldwide Open House online April 20th through 24th. And they'll waive your application fee during this event. Register at troy.edu/openhouse.
Mainly dry day is on the way. Rain chances today are only at 10%, so I do expect just about everyone to stay entirely dry. It will be mostly cloudy, more clouds and sun overall, but at times there could be a little more sunshine. High temperatures in the low to mid 80s. It will be a little on the humid side. For tonight, we'll have some scattered showers that could bleed into early tomorrow morning. Then the rest of tomorrow mostly cloudy, highs in the low 80s. Good chance of rain and storms Wednesday night and the third.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. So far, so good. Your Tuesday's been awfully lucky. No major problems or accidents are being reported by the authorities. We're checking all around, looking at your traffic flow maps. No big backups. All nice and quiet. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. Registration for summer semester is open at Trenton State. Classes begin May 23rd. Go to TrentonState.edu or call 420-4200. Trenton State. Buckle up. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
Why are you driving around town on those old ball tires? Do you like living dangerously? Say no to old, bald, and dangerous. All your tire needs, Chico's Auto Pros, 239-9510.
Hey, Sean Hannity here, and now you can hear me live every afternoon. It all starts at 2, and it's all happening right here on News Radio 1440.
Hey, this is Randy and Tammy Burkhalter at Private Farm Center.
Hey, Randy, tell me about those hot chicks I've been hearing about.
Now, Tammy, I don't know any since we got married.
No, Randy, the baby chick.
Oh, yeah, we're getting Rhode Island Reds, Americanas, Buff Orpingtons, and about 6 other different varieties.
Plus ducks, turkeys, geese, and guineas.
Hey, and raising chickens is a great family project.
And you get to look forward to fresh eggs.
Visit Prattville Farm Center at 1154 South Memorial Drive and pick up your hot chicks today.
Peoplebygovernment.com.
Have you heard? The United States Mint has issued the Morgan Silver Dollar for the first time in 100 years. Not only that, but they are also minted in 99.9% pure silver for the first time ever in history. Coin experts are calling this an amazing opportunity for anyone that knows the enduring popularity of Morgans. But you must hurry. Only 175,000 legal tender silver dollars were issued. These Morgan Silver Dollars are brand new, bright and shiny legal tender coins minted by the iconic Philadelphia.
I don't know.
1-800-7194. And you are guaranteed a new 99.9% pure silver Morgan dollar. The first time in history this has happened. But with limited quantities, you must call now to order. To learn more, call 1-800-386-7194. If you order now, you will receive a free collector bonus, a $25 value free with every order. Call 1-800-386-7194 now to secure your new Morgan Silver Dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-386-7194.
If you are a man over 40, listen up, because this could impact how much you're getting done during the day and at night. The harsh reality is, once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. Here's the good news. Nugenix, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC, has changed the game again for men over 40 with Nugenix Total T. Their most powerful man-boosting formula ever, and guys all over America are raving about it. Jeremy P says, this is the best product I've found to raise T levels. I plan on using the product for the rest of my life. And how about Shane D? He says, I had no drive and was tanked out at the end of the day. After 3 months, my energy level is through the roof. I work out like most 19-year-olds. I am 47.
Sure you do.
40, you need Nugenix Total T. And right now, you can get a complimentary bottle. Just text YOUTH to 42424. It's the #1 selling free testosterone booster Monster at GNC, but you can only get your complimentary bottle by texting YOUTH to 42424. That's YOUTH to 42424. Text YOUTH to 42424.
Now, Parsley Budget Car and Truck Sales, Montgomery and Prattville. I just got back from my doctor's office, and he told me I need to turn down the stress a notch or two, and that's got me in a real pickle. So, to relieve the stress, I'm going to make it possible for people to buy with just a nickel. Most dealers require $1,000, $2,000, or even $5,000 down. At Budget Car and Truck Sales, you can drive a like-new car, truck, van, or sport utility with just a nickel down. Stress-free. Are credit problems in the past keeping you stressed out? My credit approval process will take the stress away. Owe too much on your trade? We'll pay you up to $4,055 for any trade. Stress-free. If gas prices are stressing you out, the Nickel Pickle Sale will help you out. Stress-free. We are the People's Car Dealer. Budget Car and Truck Sale, 61 Mendale Parkway, next to Fraser Church, or in Prattville, 508 McQueen Smith Road, across from Walmart. Visit us online at buybudgetonline.com.
Attention men, have you ever been embarrassed when the time was right, but you just couldn't perform? Now there's hope. The secret starts with a visit to Montgomery Men's Health. Men from 21 to 93 are performing better than before, even when the pills don't work. Their urologist, Dr. Tom Alderson, is using treatments that can help you perform for 30 minutes to an hour and a half of full male performance, all without surgery. Your total cost for the doctor's visit, all tests, including a PSA and testosterone test, is only $99. Give them a call, even if the pills haven't worked, or you have a medical issue like heart problems or prostate issues. If you have erectile dysfunction and want to perform much better, call now. 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. Get your confidence back.
I love you.
440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. See website for more information on side effects. Treatments extra. Results may vary. MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
The Biscuits are making fresh memories all summer. Come take them at Riverwalk at our opening weekend beginning April 12th as we tip our hats to baseball and root for the butter and blue. Opening weekend includes match fireworks, t-shirt giveaways, bucket hat giveaway, and the 9 Night, a celebration of Black baseball pioneers past, present, and future. For more information, visit biscuitsbaseball.com or call the box office at 323-BALL.
Hey, hear me at my new time right here on the same great station. It's all happening every afternoon at 2, right here on News Radio 1440.
Okay, so I haven't heard anything about the school, so okay. I mean, somebody should know these things, but I haven't heard anything, so I'm just going to take that as a rumor and an unverified rumor until I get further information, because I don't need any more egg on my face. I mean, since I first started the job, somebody goes, "Hey man, you hear there's a bear going down the street?" Like, "Yeah man, there's a bear going down," and I say it, and then I found out that it wasn't a bear at all. It was a dog, you know. Anyway, good morning to you. 860-1440 is the number here. You want to give us a call? Love to talk to you. What's ever on your mind this morning. And here's a bit of disturbing news from the Alabama Department of Public Health. There's more than 1.2 positive COVID-19 cases that are still with us at the moment. And he said there's no way of telling how many cases will be confirmed in Alabama, but the state began taking precautions on Friday, March the 13th. So that's good. And that was 2020, so we know about that. So we hopefully, this was reported about 3 hours ago. So hopefully, you know, don't be foolish now. Now they are, you don't have to wear masks in school, but Z still wears his mask. So hey, I said right on. That's what you want to do. Good morning. Good morning.
Well, did you hear what the president's press secretary said yesterday when they were asking about somebody not wearing a mask?
No, but I'm sure it's going to be unique. So what'd she say?
She said that everybody is human sometimes. Sometimes everybody's human and they make a mistake. So I guess the policeman over there made a mistake in it. He's human.
Well, yeah, he's human. You know, man, that's true. He's human. You know, man. He didn't make a mistake. He just cussed that sucker out. You know, that's cool.
You know, I guarantee you, in any profession, if you get in a bind, whether you're a doctor or airline pilot or whatever, you may throw out.
True. That's true. Yeah. I mean, in Montgomery, though, my understanding was if you're a policeman and you cussed out a perp, you got written up lately.
Yeah, even if he was cussing you.
Yeah, I know.
In the volley.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But anyway, you know, if you had every profession on camera and mic'd up like you do the police, I promise you would hear some choice words coming out if they got in a bind. But anyway, speaking of Prattville, we need to give a shout out for one of their officers who's going to Talladega to be the police chief up there, first black female police.
I saw her. Yeah, I did see that. Interesting. Do you know her?
Oh yeah, she's former Montgomery police officer, and I worked with her, and she's a great, wonderful person.
Okay, so this is just not one of those affirmative action deals where we got to get it to a black person. So she really is qualified to do the job.
She earned it.
Okay.
She earned it, Mayor.
Okay.
And I can testify to that.
Then that.
She came up through the ranks and did it the right way, and I'm just as proud as I can be of it.
Outstanding. And that's what I like to hear. Okay, good. Okay, so I hope I won't go through that. All right, appreciate your call. Yeah, as long as you earn it, I'm good. I just didn't want this, this affirmative action thing, putting people in jail. Well, we use although now every once in a while, listen, I don't give Biden too many compliments, but I do believe that the woman they put up there for Supreme Court justice was a good choice, at least from her resume. It seemed like she's a good choice, and nobody really had anything bad to say about her. I mean, they tried to come up with a liberal, and she may be a liberal. I mean, she's black, but can somebody answer this one question for me? And again, it is just a question, and I'm not throwing dirt or anything on it one with that. But why is it that every time we put a black person up for the Supreme Court, they can't go up unless they're married to a white person? I mean, I know there's some black judges out there, female judges that married to a brother, and I don't have anything against interracial marriage. Whatever, you love who you love, but why does it seem that a white person got to tag along in order to get a black person in a high-ranking job? I'm just asking the question. I don't know. Again, you love who you love. Don't have a problem with it. I'm just thinking, but can we? Ain't there some black folks out there that are highly educated, highly trained for the job that married somebody black? I'm just asking the question. I mean, hey, again, I'm good. I'm good with it. But we got Clarence Thomas and we got her, and they both are mixed couples. So y'all don't trust a 100% black couple? I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking the question. I know I ain't the only one ever asked this question. Good morning.
Good morning, Kevin.
Yes.
I'm a non-immigrant. I'm going to consider myself a non-immigrant from now on. When I saw you,
yes.
The non-immigrant is going to be cheap. Hey, but remind yourself, Kevin.
Yeah.
What you're doing right now, everything black people do in this country is by law. You are for it. Whatever you're doing over there, some kind of way they needed a black guy, and you showed up. So I don't know, by being a non-immigrant, the immigrants have made the laws that dictate what we do. If they don't like it, they need to go back where they come from. Because I'm a non-immigrant. Then the Indians can run this law. But
Okay.
Anyway, I tell you, man, my thought for the day, a veteran in Ireland was talking the other night, and he got heated because I told him that all able-bodied men should work.
Absolutely.
That's why we're in this mess. You're talking about all this crap that's going on, and that's your opinion on this stuff. that we're talking about the Supreme Court justice female that just went in there. But if we were doing our job, we wouldn't be at this situation right now. The able-bodied men need to come off them couches and quit babysitting and get out there and go to work. I'm trying to figure out when they hit 62, what the heck are they thinking? Social Security may not even know their names because they haven't worked. I did anything.
Well, now that's going to be interesting too, because if they haven't put anything in it, they're not going to get anything out of it.
Yes, but it blew my mind that this guy's my age, and he was trying to come up with an excuse. I said, well, I'm willing to entertain the excuses after we agree that able-bodied men should be working.
I mean, who would agree? Who would disagree with that?
What I'm saying, and this is a 100% veteran that he and I'm a debatable person. He and I was going at it for a minute, and he got upset because I wouldn't entertain the excuses till we agree that able-bodied men, the labor pool, no matter what the excuse is, Kevin, the labor pool opens at 5:30 every day. Pay you every day. Somebody saying, well, I ain't working for no $6 an hour. Well, at the end of the day, nothing. 6 times 8 is 48. And so I lose out on a lot of conversations because they don't want to hear it. But there are shortcuts and all this other stuff. That's why you have a talk show. Because all this craziness go on because able-bodied men don't take care of the work. Women don't do what they do.
But I'm going to tell you something. Women are 50% of the problem. If you don't respect, if you let a man lay up in your house, you paying the bills, okay, then you get what you deserve. You know, my mother. Let me tell you what my mother used to do when we got of age. In the summertime, she said, "Y'all are not gonna sit up here and eat all my food all day long while I'm going to work." And so she put us out of the house, and we better grab a lawnmower or go someplace and try to earn $2, so we wouldn't sit there all day long running up the bills in her house. Well, did your daddy have a job? I mean. Well, no. She worked. Hell, y'all didn't give her a chance to work. Yeah. Amen. All right. Appreciate it. Yeah, have 14 kids. Hell, you don't have time to get a job. That is a job. Let me take this and call it. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, Kevin. Good morning.
Good morning, Ed.
Hey, bud.
Yeah.
Now let's get one thing straight real quick. You profess to be a drug-free individual, correct?
Drug-free, absolutely.
Well, I probably texted you this morning because, man, it's been crazy.
What?
You have given criminals advice on when to commit their crimes.
Well,
you have advocated for the criminals to start a GoFundMe to get them out of jail. I'm like, geez, dude.
I'm just wait a minute. The brother was stealing tools, which means that he's trying to work.
He may be taking them to the damn conference.
I mean, I don't know.
Anyway, I got a serious question, and then I want to join the silliness as well.
Yeah.
Serious question. Have you heard from Brenda lately? She's been very silent. I hope she's okay out there.
Yeah, we need to check on her because she normally got some reason to criticize me. We need to check on her. Yeah.
Ask about Brenda, and then my silly question would be, and I know you have seen this video.
Yeah.
Why is it when black women fight, why do they always go for the weed?
Well, they checking first of all, see if it is weed.
So I'm just saying,
yeah.
You can reference the video, you know what I'm
saying. Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, the weed thing, I agree. I appreciate it. Yeah, we do. I had a video. There were two sister girls fighting, and now one is twirling a woman off the ground by her hair. It was weed, but any weed that can stay stuck to your head while some woman is twirling you around the parking lot, I mean, in the air like a helicopter, by your head, something's wrong with that picture. Okay? Something wrong with that picture. That weed right there, somebody, yeah, we don't need that in people's hair because something's wrong with that. So from now on, y'all need to just wear a wig. Okay, wear a wig. That way, when she pulls the wig, it comes off. Because what I saw the other day on the video, I just cannot believe what I saw. This woman, twirling this woman around, this girl, twirling this girl around by her head, by her weave. What is up with that? But anyway, I'll take a break, my last segment. We'll come back right back after this. Now look here. If the man is still in tools, that means he wants to work. Okay? So we need a GoFundMe to get these guys out of jail and pay for them tools. So maybe it'll change their whole life. We'll be back. But don't steal in Prattville. That's in Montgomery you may be able to get away with, but don't do that in Prattville.
Sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples printer marketing services help small businesses print big with white format signs and banners. You can get $10 off plus a printed signs, banners, and posters when you spend $50 or more. Offer ends 5/28. Visit staples.com/signage for details. This is your sign to print big at Staples.
Mainly dry day is on the way. Rain chances today are only at 10%, so I do expect just about everyone to stay entirely dry. It will be mostly cloudy, more clouds and sun overall, but at times there could be a little more sunshine. High temperatures in the low to mid 80s. It will be a little on the humid side. For tonight, we'll have some scattered showers that can bleed into early tomorrow morning. Then the rest of tomorrow, mostly cloudy, highs in the 80s. Good chance of rain and storms Wednesday night.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Things are still looking good. No major problems or accidents are being reported. Nothing to send you on an alternate route. Taking a look at your traffic flow maps. No big slowdowns. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. New Toyotas are arriving daily at Reinhardt Toyota. They've got a selection of trucks and cars new to you. Stop by Reinhardt Toyota on the East Boulevard. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
Talk tires with Montgomery's #1 tire store, Chico's Auto Pros. Chico's has you covered with Chico's Auto Pros price match guarantee and 0 down options.
Come fix my home, Bill Bradley. Come fix my home. I need you right away. My closet's leaking, there's water on the floor. Can't take it one more day. Come fix my home, Bill Bradley. Come fix my home. I know you won't delay. For one flat rate price, I know it will be right. Bill Bradley, won't you please fix my home? Come fix my home, Bill Bradley. Come fix my home. I know you won't delay. For one flat rate price, I know it will be right. Bill Bradley, won't you please fix my home?
With the weather warming up, everybody's thinking vacation and fresh Gulf seafood. Can't go to the Gulf? Legacy Seafood will bring the Gulf to you. Legacy Seafood, located at 179 Ashton Cross Street in Millbrook, Alabama, is your Gulf seafood connection. Legacy Seafood is not fast food. It's fresh Gulf seafood, shrimp, oysters, scallops, and all varieties of Gulf fish are on the menu at Legacy Seafood. Do you need to feed a large group of hungry folks? No problem with Legacy Seafood. They have low country boil packages for however many folks you need to feed. Legacy Seafood wants to make sure that you receive the freshest and highest quality seafood in the central Alabama area. So pick up the phone, call them at 517-6960. Don't wait, we're offering you another great sweet deal from Legacy Seafood. Starting Friday, April 15th at 8 a.m. Head to this radio station's website to get two $25 gift certificates for the price of one. This offer is limited, so act fast. Friday, April 15th, visit this station's website and click Sweet Deals.
Sweet deal, sweet deal.
Conservative, but have you looked to see who's behind them? Never Trumpers, same people of Hillary and Biden. Now they're here in our backyard, trying to trick us into backing their man, Mike Durant. These never-Trumpers recruited Mike Durant, asked him to be their man in Washington. Mike Durant's ads, they're funded by wealthy California donors, never-Trumpers. So why are these never-Trumpers backing politician Mike Durant? Because when Mike Durant talks about gun rights, he sounds like gun.
From a military perspective, the first thing that needs to be done is to disarm the population. I mean, let's face it, if we can do that in some of our U.S. cities, that would be a pretty good step toward law and order.
Disarm the population, have the government go door to door and take our guns. No wonder the never-Trumpers are behind Mike Durant. Once you see where he stands, you cannot support Mike Durant. Alabama Rhino packages must only be paid for by the Alabama Rhino Pack and authorized by the candidate accountants. AlabamaRhino.com.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible. It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently. Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Get Upside Gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. Wait a minute, are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app? Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time I buy gas. And does that actually add up to anything? Only $200 to $300 this year. Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code TIME for 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first
So they steal a car. It's okay because trying to get to work. Going back to the logic and reason filter. I didn't say that. I'm trying to help the brothers out. I mean, they wasn't stealing steak, they wasn't stealing jewelry. They stealing tools so they can get a job. I'm just saying. Maybe we ought to give the benefit of the doubt, Greg.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
We travel to see what's around the bend.
I'm just alone.
Now, Capital One's new class of travel card can keep up with you. Introducing Venture X from Capital One. With 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy. Venture X, for those always asking, where next? Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It's Dan Bongino, every weekday from 2 till 5 p.m., right here on News Radio 1440.
Okay, I'm going to be quiet, get right back to the phone, so we'll have a whole lot of time left in this hour. So let's go back to the phones and see who is there. Good morning. Don't you know it would if... Okay, I guess they're gone. Good morning. Yes. Yes.
When you open the season, when you open the window up for people to be judgmental about black women and their hair, and then people like Bud, but I don't know who the last caller was. I'm not even going to blame Bud for that. But you got people that are calling in and don't look like women that you're judgmental about.
No, but wait a minute. But these are, but Marty, these are two black women yanking off their hair. No.
Why do they wear their hair that way? Or I guarantee that. So let's look at women up. I understand that those that were fighting, what have you. But the connotation of it is assumed that all black women wear weave and everything, and that black women that fight, they wear weave, they pull hair, and all this stuff.
And they do, but it is what it is. Wait a minute. They need to be mindful before they go out in public and doing this crap. Yeah. Right. Well, but Jada Smith got a medical reason. That's understand. And even she's not wearing weave. She ain't wearing it. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. But yeah, but it sounds like we're making excuses. Right, right. But it sounds like we're making excuses for idiotic behavior in public. Yeah. Well, right. But we do our women do yank people's hair and clothes off. Well, I haven't seen. Okay, I haven't seen that part. Right. Okay. Well, maybe wait a minute. Maybe it's because white women don't grab out their cell phone and start videoing it to put it on Facebook. Okay. Well, now I'll look at more TikTok then. Okay. I appreciate it. Then I'll be looking more at TikTok and see if I can find something. Good morning. Yes. Okay. Right, but that still got nothing to do. I got wait a minute. That still got nothing to do with people doing it. It still got. I don't care what color you are to do it. It's still stupid to do. Wait a minute. Okay. Wait a minute. I'm not sensitive to white women doing it. I'm sensitive. Wait a minute. I'm sensitive to black folks doing it because I'm black. Then don't put it on Facebook. Don't. I hear you, but don't put it on Facebook. If you don't want people to talk about it, don't put it in the public social media. Anyway, my time's up. Well, we get into some dumb as if you don't, Ralph Featherstone, a former DJ with a great guy with WXBI years ago, said, if you don't want to hear it, don't let it happen. Now, so I'm going to take that from him right now. If you don't want me to talk about it, don't do it. All right? Because I'm going to talk about it. Because that's crazy to me. Yanking off your hair off the street. I think that's crazy. All that money y'all pay for that hair. We'll be back. We done made millionaires out of Koreans and everybody else in America selling us hair. And then we throw it on the street.
Joe Davis, here's what's happening in the news on this Tuesday. Opelika police are investigating a shooting where a 13-year-old was killed. Police said they got the call to Little Avenue around 4:15 Monday afternoon. That's just off of Marvin Parkway. They say the 13-year-old victim died about an hour later. The incident remains under investigation. Happening today, AAA Alabama is offering free vehicle identification number etching in Montgomery. This is a process where the VIN number is chemically stenciled onto all the windows of your car. Police said it can help prevent your car from being stolen. That event will be at the AAA office in Montgomery, located on Bar Road. You need to call to make an appointment. Also happening this evening, Montgomery Biscuits play their home opener at Riverwalk Stadium tonight. The team first came to Montgomery in 2004. Biscuits will take on the Tennessee Smokies at Riverwalk Stadium. The first pitch is set for 6:35. That's your news on this Tuesday morning. I'm Jed Davis for WSFA 12 News.
WLWI-AM, the home of the Ben Shapiro Show, and heard on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery. This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Vicki Barker in London. The latest inflation figures show prices rising at a record 8.5%. And crunching those numbers hurts even harder, says CBS Business analyst lesson.
Energy prices have led the way, up 32% from a year ago. All parts of the energy business are being affected. Gasoline up 48%. Fuel oil up 70%.
With polls showing most Americans think President Biden's doing a poor job of battling inflation.
The White House is expected to unveil a new attempt at helping drive down gas prices. The EPA is going to allow the sale of a special gas blend, that is, fuel mixed with 15% ethanol. It's known as E15 and isn't normally sold during warmer months because of concerns of high gas emissions.
CBS's Ed O'Keefe. As the U.S. and NATO allies investigate multiple reports of Russian war crimes in Ukraine.
The brutality thus far is on full display in the port city of Mariupol. Its mayor says more than 10,000 civilians have died. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky warned that Russia may use chemical weapons, though one group defending Mariupol insists it already happened.
CBS's Naomi Ruckham. Ukraine's government is telling its citizens in eastern Ukraine to flee an oncoming Russian offensive. Coronavirus. Federally mandated mask requirements for travelers are set to expire next week, but CBS's Errol Barnett says
most Americans favor an extension. A recent survey finding 6 in 10 support staying masked while traveling. The industry, though, sees things differently.
We need to remove these mandates.
Roger Dow is president of the U.S. Travel Association, which, along with 3 other industry groups, cite economic costs for pushing the White House to end travel mask rules for all.
It may be springtime, but the upper plains are bracing for a monster winter storm.
What's expected to be a historic spring blizzard will affect parts of Montana, South Dakota, and most of North Dakota. Nikki Glover's farm supply store in Bismarck, North Dakota, has been extra busy as people prepare.
We're North Dakota, so we usually get that final storm, and hopefully this is the final storm.
With blizzard warnings posted, some places in North Dakota could see up to 2 feet of snow. Jim Crisilla, CBS News.
The National Urban League is out with its annual State of Black America report. CEO Mark Morial.
There's a movement from certain very conservative quarters seeking to undermine American democracy through voter suppression, through gerrymandering, through misinformation, through intimidation.
Finds median income for Black households is 37% less than for white people. This is CBS News.
There's always something new under the sun. CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
In Vienna, a Russian-based classical orchestra has seen a planned benefit concert there canceled.
Music Eterna, led by Teodoro Kurentzis, a Greek-born conductor, is based in St. Petersburg and supported by one of Russia's largest state-owned banks. It's one of several that have been sanctioned by the U.S. and other Western countries. The performance was called off after Ukraine's ambassador to Austria expressed concern. Vienna's concert house says it will suspend ticket sales for future appearances by Music Eterna until the group secures an independent source of financing. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
And finally, in one more sign, Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine hasn't gone according to plan. The Russian president's reportedly purging the secret intelligence unit responsible for Ukraine. About 150 intelligence officers have been dismissed, some arrested, and the head of the unit thrown into jail. I'm Vicki Barker, CBS News.
The 25K Workday Payday. It's all about money. Is your national keyword to win $100. Text FREE, F-R-E-E, FREE to 95819. Rates apply. Don't text and drive.
Text that to confirm your answer. If you will, since the 25
Man, happened. Whew.
It could stop the music. They want Congress to force radio stations to pay them more money simply to play their music. Don't let radio go silent. Text local to 52886 and tell Congress to protect local radio stations. This message comes from the National Association
Another successful way to treat this problem, and that is with the oral sleep appliance. It is recommended by the American Academy of Sleep Medicine for anyone who cannot tolerate or use CPAP. It is covered by most medical insurances and is offered by Dr. Michael Irwin, a Montgomery orthodontist who has been successfully treating sleep apnea patients for the last 30 years. Left untreated, the serious medical associations of high blood pressure, heart attack, strokes, and cardiovascular disease will remain and will only result in a decrease of your quality of life and significant medical expense. Oral sleep appliances have been used successfully to treat thousands of patients across the United States. A short no-cost evaluation with Dr. Michael Irwin will help to enlighten you about the possibility of alternative treatment. Call his office today at 279-6910. That's 334-279-6910.
Good morning, Alabama. How'd you sleep last night?
You can buy a mattress anywhere, but at Wolf Boys Bedding, we want to make sure you get a good night's sleep. We will take the time to show you how a mattress is made and what supports you and gives you comfort. Then let you make the decision on what's best for you. Whether you need an inexpensive mattress or a great night's sleep, we have you covered. Shop the Better Sleep Sale and get up to $400 off on Heritage Sleep's homegrown collection.
Don't count sheep, get a great night's sleep from Wolf Boys Bedding next to American Oak Floor.
Hey y'all, it's Cassidy and Cody Wolf here at American Oak and More. We have some exciting news to share.
No, not what you're thinking. Nobody's yet.
What? It's amazing what can change in a year.
We've added a baby girl and a lot of new stuff and stationery to the Wolf Brothers lineup. Quality is key here at American Oak and More, so we designed these collections.
Everybody loves somebody sometime.
I've been saying for almost 30 years.
Millions of Americans don't diversify their portfolio, which means millions are missing out on the benefits of diversification. It could
The
be
benefits of diversification.
your newest yoga instructor. Sup, dude? Your ex-girlfriend.
No, I don't.
It's me. Or even you. While millions of Americans don't diversify their portfolios, you can be diversifying yours by investing in blue chip art with Masterworks. Go to masterworks.io, enter promo code ART.
Before deciding to invest, carefully review the important disclosures at masterworks.io/disclaimer.
We all reach tipping points in life. The weight of a low-paying job, unpaid bills, a new family. You can't keep going. That's where My Computer Career can help. In just months, not years, they can help you start a new life as an IT pro, even with no prior experience. Impossible? You learn online from home. And My Computer Career offers lifetime career services to help you find jobs with companies begging for IT pros. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
He is the voice of the conservative millennial.
Ben Shapiro.
The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
All right, then.
Stream 85 plus channel.
All righty, then. We are back and ready to roll and talk about things since we don't really have to talk about the hair thing anymore. People get all touchy about that. Well, again, if you don't want to hear it, don't make it happen. I don't care who else is doing it. When you send me the video, I got to say something about it. That's my job, to comment on the social constructs of today. Okay, that's my job, just to talk about it. Give me something good to talk about. Okay, like there was a young man went to one of our schools that got a full ride to a couple of colleges. I believe it was New York University in New York. First young man to go to college in his family. Now, I wasn't the first to go to college in my family. My brother was, and he's still in there. So My brother went to school and never graduated and never left school. He's been going to school like for 50 years. Just I don't know what he learned it. Whatever it is, if you haven't learned it in 50 years, you probably won't get it. Okay, somewhere in California where he is. I don't know where he is. But let's go to the phone right quick and see who's there. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. I don't care if he can. No, I don't think. I don't. His wife is a separate human being who has a right to do and think what she wants to think, like any other human being does. And what law was that he broke? Listen, I don't have time to do all that. What law did he break? Well, what? He didn't do anything. You're talking about his wife. Okay. I don't care. Actually, I don't really care. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I don't know what law Clarence broke or whatever the case may be. That's between him and the government. If he broke some law, I don't really care to tell you the truth. I doubt if he actually broke a law, but we'll see. Good morning. Who's this? Come on, man. Give me a break. I'm tired. Yeah. Well, let me ask you something. Now again, I don't. Again, now biologically, I'm not sure, but if you well, I saw the hair coming off her head because it was taped on. I mean, I saw that. They put glue on that stuff. Yeah. Well, so let me ask you something. Wait a minute. First of all, as a young lady, why would you be out in the middle of the street letting everybody film you fighting? Young ladies should not be fighting in the streets like men. I don't know. It's been a long time since I had one of them. I don't know. It's been yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, what really gets me is that all those kids rocking around and men walking around with their cell phone, egging them on. A man should have stepped in. What and it gives me heartburn to know there are men there who are supposed to be young men won't stop those girls from fighting. Well, I hope if I'm getting my tail whooped, somebody stop it. Okay, whatever. I appreciate it. It always bothers me when young men stand around and yet two young ladies fight. I don't get that. I mean, you're the man. You're the guy who's supposed to somewhat keep order. I don't know. Again, and that goes to my question this morning. When I came into work this morning, I asked myself this one question. As I traversed Madison Avenue, coming around by the stadium, looking for the police so they don't give me a ticket, and I asked myself, okay, I asked myself 4 words. 4 words. What happened to us? That's an interesting question. What happened to us as a country, as a people? What happened to us in the last 30, 40 years? What has happened to behavior that most men would be ashamed to be involved in now? Our women are taking over. We're killing each other with for no reason, just stupid reasons. Our men want to transform themselves into look like women. They'll never be a woman. Our women, of course, they've been doing that for a long time. But now we accept all of these things that just don't make sense. Our education is the only thing in America, except in the Ivy League schools, of course. Our education is the only thing in America that's gotten worse in 30 years rather than better. Our computers are better. Our cars are better. Our homes are built better, or at least faster. So what has happened to us? And in the Black family, the one thing I never will forget my mother used to say, you may not have the best clothes. You may not have the best car. You may not eat the finest food, but you be thankful for what you have. And you if you don't have the best clothes, clean the clothes that you have. I still see men walking around with the drawers showing. I don't get that one. And women, and here's what really gets me. Here's what really gets me. Women accept any kind of man too often than they have to. They go to the low end of the barrel and pick a guy up, and he'll never be any better. He'll never be any better until you start expecting more. Our school system seems to separate the best and the brightest and leave everybody else behind to sink in the boat. What happened to us? You know, what happened? You can't call wrong wrong. We make excuses for the most debaucherous behavior that I've seen in years. What happened to standards, except for the rich and mighty and the well-to-do? Standards are high for them and low for us, the poor folks like me. So what happened to us? Does anybody know? I mean, what happened? What happened to us? Even in our politics. I mean, it used to be you could just disagree with somebody and walk away. I mean, you know, we agree to disagree. Now you lose your job. Now we live in a country, if you don't call Mr. Johnson, Miss Johnson on Wednesday because he decided to wear a dress, you can lose your job. What happened to us? And will we ever, or has that time gone? Will we ever get back to a nation that is free? And here's the question of the morning. Here's the question of the morning that most people won't be able to answer, but here's a question, and I got it right here someplace. Is it possible to live in a nation where you can be free, okay? You can be free as well as productive and fair? Is it, and we can have all of these things, but here's my question. Can any society be simultaneously fair, free, and equal? It sounds good. But is it possible? Is it possible for America to be simultaneously fair, free, and equal? Think about that for a second. It's deep. I know it's kind of deep, but it's possible. Is it possible to do that? So the question on the table this morning: what happened to us? I mean, honestly, what happened to us? I'm confused. You don't know what to say at work anymore. You look at things that you know are absolutely what you think they are, but you're told that's not what they're not. Education is a waste of time because now you go to school, you get all these degrees, and you're told when you graduate, well, we may not have a job for you, and you can't say that. What happened to us? Why has education become the enemy of education? What happened to us? I don't know. What happened? Good morning. Yes. All people are my people. Hey, let me ask you a question. You may not notice this. Wait a minute. You may not notice this. I'm black. So anything that happens to black folks, well, yeah, it does. I'm part of that family. Yeah, yes, it does. I got nothing to do with which station I'm on. I went to the predominantly black station before I came here, and they didn't want to deal with me. What? What? Telling the truth? Wait a minute. Telling the truth is being negative? Oh, so now you're concerned about how I tell the truth, but not that I tell the truth. So what? Don't put yourself out there to be mocked. Oh, does that make an excuse for us to do it? But yeah. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Go ahead. Right. I don't care what they do in Russia. I don't care what they do in Russia. I live over here, but I live here. I live in America. I don't live in Russia. But I don't live there. I live here. Do you know what percent of the population we are? Yes, it does matter. Do you know what percent of the population black folks are? We make up 12% of the population. Do you know who makes up the vast majority of over 50% of all the murders? Oh Lord, now we make an excuse. No, I've been poor my whole life. To have standards, and for fathers, wait a minute, for fathers to get involved with their kids. That is the solution. But stop making excuses. Yes, I will. I'm in the neighborhood all the time. I talk to them, and most of them just, the first thing they see is gray hair, and I tell you the word they use, Ian, get out of my face. So I don't really. Oh, there's an approach. I just thought you ought to get respected by the fact that you're older than they are, and whatever approach you use, as long as it's not demeaning, should be acceptable in that moment. Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe my approach is wrong. I'm a guy who just don't like if it smells like boo boo, it feels like boo boo. Okay, I step in it. If it's boo boo. I don't want to call it nothing else. I can be told a lot of things, man. You can gain wisdom in many from all kinds of people. Let me take one more call, then I got a special guest who found his way down here. Wait a minute, who's this?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello. Oh, okay. I'd just like to say there's a question that liberal Democrats will not answer because it incriminates themselves. The question is,
see, this is why
what do
you
you
think
think about sexual perversion? Any question that you ask a liberal Democrat about sexual perversion, he won't answer because it incriminates himself. And also, I've been on the continent of Africa 4 times. 3 times to Mombasa, Kenya, once to Somalia. Beautiful women, beautiful black women. Hello?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, they're beautiful. No fat. All lean.
Hold on. You tell me there's no fat Africans is what you're telling?
Well, I mean, there's a few. I mean, you know, a few in the barrel that.
Okay. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, that's because you don't get much food over there. Yeah, I'm good.
The United States and fat, you know, I wouldn't say all of them's ugly, but you know, there's a difference.
There sure is, and the difference is I got a guest in the studio, and we'll come back and discuss some of this later on. But I don't think I'm going to bring him into this conversation. We'll be back. Uno momento.
Where did that come from? Where did that come from?
We were talking about social issues.
Sponsored by Kraft Heinz. Don't leave breakfast behind. Fast, easy, and delicious favorites like just cracked an egg.
I'm kidding.
Oscar Mayer bacon. You always have time to make it a great morning.
It's kind of hard once I get that train rolling to.
Yeah, get the brakes on that.
Good morning, Montgomery. The good news continues. Your 8 o'clock hour kicks off.
Too good at starting conversation.
Huh?
Too good at starting conversation, right?
Not good enough to get over there in that booth over there with my boy over there and help call a game. I would change the personality of the team. Howard Cosell ain't got nothing on me.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
I'd rather support a team like you guys than any professional team. I'm just.
You find that more
Do they
and
really
more
care
in the
if I
last
care if they
2
go on
weeks,
strike?
First it was Hispanic
I mean, they're
Americans.
millionaires
He's
making
down
all
30%. The same
They're
with
walked
African
out.
Americans.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's doing a horrible job. It turns out Pete
So those are the
Buttigieg,
billionaires
the
that are
genius
saying.
that's out there telling you, well, you better just expect high gas prices in perpetuity until we get energy independent with renewable, clean energy. The whole shasm. You do realize, Pete, a lot of black people feel like Democrats have kept no promises since they've been in office. Buttigieg's answer, really? They think that?
Buttigieg used to be the mayor of my hometown.
From coast
Drop
to
in South Bend,
coast,
yeah.
from sea to shining sea. It's the Sean
Where the hell he come
Hannity Show.
Oh. Every city's got to have a mayor.
Looking to refinance one
That
or
was
more
ours.
properties?
I'm glad I wasn't there. I left home when Eric Parsons was coaching Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Cash
That
flow
was
mortgage, we have loans
1974.
designed specifically for investment properties. We qualify
There
customers
what?
based on the cash flow from the
Played
investment
against them in
property.
college.
Borrowers can get up
What
to
college you go to?
$2.5 million.
Carolina.
That's
You
right,
went to
$2.5 million. No
Now,
tax
that's
returns
not-
or
is that the one in
indemnity
Raleigh?
verification needed for our investment property
Chapel
loans.
Hill?
And
Chapel-
absolutely
okay.
no
Okay.
lender or broker
That's what
fees.
that,
If you're a real estate investor
what's the
looking to
basketball player
refinance a
went to?
mortgage on one or more
Yeah.
of your investment
Okay.
properties, give cash Cash Call Mortgage a try to see if you qualify.
Go to the
Visit
pros?
cashcallmortgage.com or
Nope.
call now
I didn't think so.
800-940-0220.
Yeah,
I had a couple tryouts.
940-0226.
I played one game. I played one game.
0226.
And it was a practice between people on the same team. So this guy tried to knock the living hell out of me. And I said, I got up off the ground because I was able to get up, threw the pads down, the helmet down, said the hell with this. If you're trying to kill me, then I know the other guy's going to try to kill me. See ya. Later on, I found myself in the Army recruiting office. I'm going to get killed. I might as well get paid for it.
Yes. Well, supposedly we're going to finish up the rest of it. A little more protection than shoulder pads?
Yeah, a little bit more. But I understand sometimes it's like military. Sometimes the training is harder than the game.
To do, yeah.
We tip our hats to baseball and root for the letter in blue. Opening weekend includes max fireworks, t-shirt giveaway.
I probably wouldn't have been. I was fast. I was a flanker, but I wasn't that fast enough to get away from that son of a gun.
Yeah.
He called me coming off the line. So, hey, I'm done.
Biscuitbaseball.com or call the box office at 323-BALL.
So the home opener tonight.
I just got back from the doctor.
Yes, sir.
And he told me I need to turn down the stress a notch or two. And that's got me in a real pickle. So, to relieve the stress, I'm going to make it possible for people.
Should be a pretty good team this year.
Most dealers require $1,000.
It always is, though. It's always
Yeah, the Rays are our parent club, have the top minor league system in Major League Baseball. So
Credit problems in the past keeping you stressed
they always send us good jobs.
We'll take the stress away. Oh, too much.
But I must have. I got one issue though. How come it seems that we can't get American boys to play baseball?
If gas prices are stressing you out, then
We've got less and less, but
But how come we ain't looking for it?
we are the people's target.
no, we are. We got
61 men.
getting them out. We got
I wouldn't say that here, but right over. I realize these other places, Dominican Republic, places like that. I mean, they do it. That's what they do. They do for a living.
Right.
But it kind of hurts our young folks who don't seem to be able to get a shot at this because, I mean, I understand we're importing our jobs and exporting, but we don't need to really import our athletes, do we?
Yeah.
But that's whole different stuff. Those headphones on. Okay, we are back now. I have been fortunate to get this young man in the studio with me. And I realize why they don't come so often. We always involved in conversations that are somewhat, a little difficult to handle at the time. They're not political. They are the pride and joy of Montgomery, Alabama, the Montgomery Biscuits. And tell folks who you are, sir.
Murph, the general manager for the Biscuits, so Mike Murphy.
Okay, and today is opening night.
Tonight is opening night. First home game of the year. The team opened up on the road in Mississippi over the weekend. Won 2 out of the 3 games there, and then had an off day yesterday, and ready for tonight to take on the Tennessee Smokies.
And you guys have been here for a little while now. How long have you been in Montgomery?
Me personally, or the
Biscuits?
The
Yeah.
Biscuits have been in since 2004. So
What?
this is the 19th season of Biscuits baseball.
Really?
Yeah.
My Lord, I didn't know that. Man, we've been here long. They've been here a long time, and they have been one of the top teams in minor league baseball for a while. At least, and I know in our southeastern. What do you attribute that to? I mean, the weather, people like coming here, or what's that?
The Rays are so Tampa Bay Rays are our parent club. They're the ones that control the actual baseball on the field. So all of our players are employees of the Tampa Bay Rays. Our coaching staffs are all employees of the Tampa Bay Rays, and the Rays have done a phenomenal job in their player development system. It's been ranked in the top 3 of all of Major League Baseball for the last 10 years.
Okay.
And last year, the Biscuits were literally the only team in the Rays organization that did not win the championship. And we were 1 run short, had a runner on first base in the 9th inning with a chance to take the lead and couldn't get it done and ended up losing the championship. So we were literally the only team of the 4 minor league affiliates of the Tampa Bay Rays that did not win the championship. So there's a ton of talent in this organization, and a lot of that talent will be starting right here with us in Montgomery.
If somebody had aspirations to play ball, do local folk, do you guys have a trial for? Let's say I'm Elkins, right? I think I can throw that ball with the best of them. I think I can can hit that ball the best of it? Is there any way I just come down and get a tryout?
We do not have tryouts. No, that's something, like I said, the Rays are the ones that handle everything. So the Rays scouting department goes around the country, and we've had some guys that have some local connections. We had a pitcher a couple years ago that was from that went to school at Alabama. We've had guys that went to school at Auburn playing our league. So there's definitely we had a player for the last 2 years that played right here at Faulkner. So I mean, definitely guys in the area that have come through the Biscuits, but I mean they're scouting all over the country, and it just kind of see how the chips fall when they're able to sign guys or draft guys to see who ends up making it to Montgomery.
Now, what's the big difference between this and college ball?
So these guys are professionals.
Okay.
So in college baseball, the guys are they're recruited. They go to that school. They're going to play for 3 or 4 years, and then they hope to make it to the minor league level. So our guys are again professionals, paid professionals that are either drafted or signed by the Tampa Bay Rays, and work their way up through the system with the goal of making Major League Baseball.
Mm-hmm. You guys, I know when you got here, one of the things you guys at least always talk about, it really is more about family, more about the city than it is. Baseball is the apparatus that gets us together, but what keeps us together is the family atmosphere. And you guys do a lot of things. Tell folks some of the things you guys do, because it ain't just it's not just coming to a baseball game, but you guys involve the fans, and you give stuff away and all kinds of things. What are some things you guys do in some of the nights?
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% right, Aaron. Like I've been saying, the Rays handle everything on the baseball, like in between the lines, and our staff handles everything outside the lines. So our focus is how can we make the atmosphere at the ballpark and the atmosphere really in downtown Montgomery on a game day feel different and make it be something that people want to come and see. So whether it's things like tonight, we'll have a post-game Max fireworks show. We'll have different giveaways every Thursday. We do a T-shirt giveaway. We have drink specials, food and drink specials throughout the week. Have kids days on Saturdays, on Sundays, Bark in the Park on Sundays as well, where people can bring their dogs out to the ballpark, but really focus on everything outside of the game of baseball, because our thought process is if you are a hardcore baseball fan, we have that product. We know that the product on the field is something that you're going to be interested in. But if you hate baseball, we try to do things that we can create an atmosphere where you can come to the ballpark on any given night and have a great time and enjoy time with your friends and family, and that's really what we're all about.
Okay. And you do have specials, I guess, if churches, if businesses want to get some tickets and stuff like that, you can. And how would they do that? Is there a number they can call?
Yeah, just calling our main office at 323-BALL and discussing with our group sales department. So our group sales department, if you have a group of 20 or more, so it can be a business, it can be a church, it can be a family reunion, whatever it is, anytime you have 20 or more, we have certain ticket discounts, as well as different hospitality areas that you can take advantage of. So in those hospitality areas, the price includes your ticket and the meal. So there's plenty of different options for folks to take advantage of, whether it's a single game ticket, a group outing, full season ticket plans. They're all available at biscuitsbaseball.com, or again by calling our office at 323-BALL.
Also, you guys have special nights when you do certain things. What are some of those nights that you guys do?
Yeah, so we do things really kind of in a few different layers. One is day of the week promotion, where every single Tuesday it's our Golden Biscuit Tuesday. Every Wednesday we have our Wow Military Wednesdays with military food and drink specials. Thursdays we have I mentioned our T-shirt giveaways and our Thirsty Thursday drink specials. Fridays is kind of a mixed bag between specialty jerseys and some of our different giveaway items. On every single Saturday night, we'll have a post-game fireworks show. Our post-game Max fireworks are always great to watch. And then on Sundays, I've mentioned, are kind of our family days, and that are really just kids and dogs is what we say, coming out to the ballpark. But then on top of that, we have different themes for every single night. And this year, something that we're doing differently is doing themed weekends. So tying together the theme from Thursday through Sunday. For example, we have a foodie weekend coming up. So it's Thursday is a craft beer night. Friday is our kimchi night, or Korean heritage night that we started last year. We're bringing that back. Saturday is a fan versus food eating contest, and Sundays is a kids lunchbox giveaway. So that's our foodie weekend. So that's an example of some of the ones of the way that we're going to do it. Some of the other ones we have are our hero weekend, our baking weekend. our summer kickoff weekend, a movie weekend. So a lot of different fun activations throughout the summer.
Okay. You guys don't have talk show day, do you?
We can do a talk show day for sure.
I'm just
you
saying,
want a talk show day?
Kevin Elkins Day.
We can do that.
Or something like
we
that.
Can do that for sure.
Okay, I'm just asking the question. Anyway, tonight's first night. What time's the
opening night, first pitch at 6:35. Gates open at 5:30. So we'll have former Alabama football star Mac Wilson, guy right here from Carver High School. He'll be throwing out the ceremonial first pitch, and then we'll get the game kicked off again, taking on the Tennessee Smokies tonight with post-game Max fireworks show.
All right, good. Thank you. Is there again the number to the
number is 323 balls at 334-323-2255.
All right, we'll see you.
Ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I wouldn't have bad.
Definitely come back.
That wasn't that bad.
No, you're fine. No, definitely.
Okay, so you're not.
How are you doing, Melissa? How's your day going?
You're not as liberal as I thought. Okay, that's good.
I didn't say that. I think there's people that really feel that.
I can say, you can think that you're a biscuit, but you can't go in the oven. Okay, I mean you think that, but if you're not a biscuit, no matter how much you think you're a biscuit, you're still not a biscuit. That means we got a lot of crazy ass people, is what we have. Okay. Only in America can you be a biscuit and you're really not a biscuit. Because you can't make us pay all that money to education from kindergarten, and then tell me all the things I've learned are now wrong. Yes, if you tell me a guy and a girl, yes, you tell me that's right. No guy has ever become a girl. He can think he's one. I'm good. But that don't, again, that don't make you a biscuit because you think you are one.
What about, why am I even getting into this?
Oh, because I just want to see how liberal you really were.
What about, though?
Here's Katie.
As I travel across
I agree with you. And that is the only exception because
we're
we
getting
could make a
hammered by
mistake.
rising costs.
And
Inflation is a tax on
Could
every
wrong thing.
single one of us, and it is killing our economy.
That's a rarity.
As Alabama's next senator, I'll fight to save our economy, not only for our seniors, but for the
But you are
next
still,
generation.
but your
whose
chromosomes still
are going to be
say
inflation and
you are
destructive
one
debt.
or the other.
Here's where I stand.
Now,
If Congress doesn't balance the budget, they shouldn't get paid. No balanced budget, no paycheck.
Katie Brett will stop Joe Biden's tax and spend agenda and fight to restore President Trump's booming economy.
I'm Katie Britt, and I approve this message.
Paid for by River, Alabama.
See that chromosome thing that you can't get over. That X and Y, that's what you can't get over.
No, I don't recently.
You have a right to think what you are on the other. That does not make you. Okay. So physically, you are still either male or female. You can cut the package off whatever you want to do, but you are still a woman. Okay? Nobody understands crazy ass people because that's why they're crazy ass people. We never know. That's good. I agree. I totally agree with you.
Everybody's struggling. Everybody's got it.
We all got issues. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
That just ain't what about.
Good afternoon.
Time for up to 50
cents a gallon cash back on your first tank. That's code TIME.
Dirty exterior? Don't scrub it. Wet it and forget it. Wet and Forget, the easy outdoor cleaner. Wet and Forget works overtime with Mother Nature to eliminate unsightly black and green stains on the
You don't beg
exterior
for
of your home with no scrubbing, power washing.
Hey, you might be right.
Use Wet and Forget on all your outdoor surfaces, including decks, siding, roofs, and patios. Wet and Forget is available as a concentrate or extreme reach hose end. Purchase Wet and Forget in store or online at Lowe's, Menards, Ace, or Walmart.
Attention all authors. Page Publishing is looking for authors. Have you written a book and want to get it published? Page Publishing will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, Apple iTunes, and other outlets. They handle all aspects of the publishing process for you. Printing, cover art, publicity, copyright, and editing. Call 800-501-3689 now for your free author submission kit. That's 800-501-3689 for your free author submission kit. Again, 800-501-3689.
Be smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Okay, we're back. We're back. We're ready to go. All right, now y'all can come back and hit me with all that, some of that dumb stuff you put. The question on the table. All right, here's a question on the table that I've been trying to ask this morning. And it'd be interesting if we could actually get a real answer to the question. If people really believe, never mind. That is too deep of a question. Okay. What are we talking about today? We talk about the two guys in Prattville who got caught stealing tools, but I was kind of sympathetic toward them because they were trying to get some work done and they just didn't have the money for the tools, so they went to Lowe's and Office Depot, and other place, and they wanted to pay for them. They really did. They just looked in their pocket. They didn't have any money, and so they just thought they borrowed the tools, put them back in the box, and bring them back later on. But unfortunately, the Prattville police didn't really follow that line, so too bad. So now they got free rent. They got free room and board for a little while. Okay, I'm good with them though. All they were doing was trying to get some tools so they could get a job. Okay, now we all know that a lot of us have gardens in our backyard. Okay, we got gardens in our backyard. I don't play that. I mean, why do all that planting when they got farmers that do it? But we do in our yard. We got plants in the backyard, tomatoes, something. I don't know what. I don't know. She puts onions down there and eggshells down there, and I don't know what that stuff is. But now Michael Lelko, now he had a little different thing down in south of us in Florida. He had in Illinois. So he had a different thing that he placed in his backyard. Okay, Michael Lelko, 45, will formally be charged with 2 felony counts of concealment of a death, according to the Lyons police chief. He also will face federal charges in connection with an alleged cashing of Social Security check that belonged to his mother and everything that she wasn't there. A man suspected concealing death of his mother and sister was been arrested on felony charges nearly a year after their bodies were found buried in the backyard of their suburban Chicago house. Lyons police chief Tom Herron said that the 45-year-old Michael will be formally charged with 2 felony counts of concealment of a death. And because he needs to spend that check, so he put him in the backyard. I guess he's figured they're going to grow up to be something. I don't know. In August, police discovered the bodies of 79-year-old Jean Letko and 44-year-old Jennifer Letko. Both bodies had been buried in plastic bags and been sealed with duct tape. According to the Associated Press, police say Lelko told them his mother died in 2015 and his sister died in 2019. But he's spending them checks still, just doing his thing. Now, here's an interesting story right here that I want to give kudos to the mayor of. I want to give kudos to the mayor of Prattville. That's right, Bill Gillespie. I like Bill Gillespie up there. Mayor Bill Gillespie signed a police report earlier last week after getting involved with an altercation with teenagers over littering. Go for it. A teenage passenger in another car threw a bottle at Gillespie's car. You see, this is stupidity in its greatest moment. When you throw things at people, especially when you throw it at a BMW, you might want to know who's in that car, causing damage to the windshield and the door mirror and blah, 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 blah. So now no arrests have been made. The mayor hopes that the matter will be handled by the young man's parents. He filed a misdemeanor criminal mischief report last Monday, for the incident that took place on Main Street at 11 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know why these crooks want to do things 11 o'clock in the morning, where everybody, 9 o'clock in the morning, where everybody can see. He said, I saw a car throw out trash, a significant amount of trash. Now, I'm glad the mayor got involved in this, okay? I really am, because we don't, and teach the little tyrants a lesson, okay? Teach them a lesson, okay? Mayor, kudos to you for getting involved. She said, I spoke with a young man's mother, and she assures me that he understands he made a very poor decision. Hopefully, he can learn from his mistake, and blah, blah, blah. He added that at the time he doesn't want to sign a warrant in the case. The car received more than $1,700 worth of damages, okay? So Gillespie was treated just like anybody else when it came into signing a report, and he added. That's good. That's good. I'm just saying. So, Mayor Gillespie, good for you. Kudos for you to dealing with that. Don't just let them go by. Just show them that there are consequences for what things you do. Okay, I'm just saying. Good morning. I'm like wait a minute now. I'm like Ralph Featherstone. If you don't want to hear it, don't let it happen. Well, nothing, brother. We just wonder why they pull each other hair when they start fighting on the street. I couldn't figure that out. Two sisters were fighting. You know, sister girls were fighting, and they were pulling each other hair. So I just went. How can we always? Well, they pulled some weave out. You know. Yeah, weave. But it was their hair because they bought it. You know. Good. Yeah. Well, again, why do we have people filming it, putting it on Facebook? I mean, why? No, we didn't have Facebook back in the day. Okay. And then somebody just sent me another one. Guys and girls sitting around. No, I got I got another one a few minutes ago, by somebody sent it to me, and they hit that B, hit that B, hit that B, hit it on her face. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah. Yeah. What's that? Yeah. 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 And I didn't say that. Now I didn't say that. Yeah. 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 Well, wait a minute now. What happened to? Wait a minute. So what happened to the $40 deal? Okay, I heard there was a $40 deal going on back in the day. Appreciate it. Good morning. Who's this? Oh, where? Well, I know they got MMA. I know they got MMA for women. I think that's crazy. But yeah, hey, they want to, okay, I guess. Yeah.
their money, you know, so they won't hurt. But what about if they need a car that goes to work and take those stolen tools in? Is it
Now,
okay if they come
now,
steal your car?
now you see, you bring up another interesting point. Okay, now if they were really just trying to get to work, you know, get your keys back and you know, and tell them you give them an Uber card.
Hey, they're gonna need a lunchbox too, and they're gonna need,
Well,
they're gonna need some things just to get to work. So
right, but if they were stealing, wait a minute, if they were stealing steaks or bologna packs or something like that, I can say, you know, you don't really need a steak. Now, okay, if you're gonna steal some bologna, that way when you go in front of the judge, Your Honor, I just got some bologna because I just needed something to eat. Okay, well if you pull a steak, yeah.
all up and down beside roads are signs that we need help. So wouldn't it be a better concept for them to go get some money, honestly?
Now, okay. Now here's the deal. Now here's what they were doing. They were going to get the tools, go practice with the tools, put them back in the box, and then come put in for that job at Lowe's. I mean, I think that's what they were trying to do, and they just, you know, they didn't have the time to get home with them to practice with them before they came back. I'm just saying. All right, I appreciate. Yeah, I'm just saying. You know, so let's not act as though these brothers were just going to steal the tools and not use them. Okay, I think they were going to use the tools. Okay, I mean, I'm just. But now they are lucky. They are lucky that the police just, you know, used the F word at them a few times and didn't shoot them. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, because tools can be a dangerous weapon, especially that one that shoots nails. Okay, that one that shoots nails, and that's a tough one right there. I don't know what they got in that. They got some air in that thing or something. I don't know, but evidently those nails must stay in place all the time. But anyway, so I mean, we're just gonna see how this story goes, and then my boy then put his mom and sister in the backyard trying to grow tomatoes, and wasn't nothing growing. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, now here's one more thing we're gonna talk about working. Here's the deal. We need a 10-hour work day, 4 days a week, and we need a 3-day weekend starting next year all the time. And I believe that if we did that, we would get more people to work and our family lives would be much better. All right, quickly. Anyway, so I think a 3-day work week of 10 hours a day, a 4-day work week, 10 hours a day, and from now on in America, we get 3-day weekends. I believe that we could change the paradigm of work. If a brother knows he only had to work 4 days a week, but he got to work 10 hours a day, I believe that would help out the process of working. And then people will gladly go and try to get a job again. I'm looking at that. I think that'll work. We'll talk a little bit more about that some other day, but I think that will help. So 4 days a week, 10 hours a day. Alabama, let's be the first state in America that comes up with a 4-day work week, 10 hours a day. 3 days off every weekend, starting Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Man, whoa, that would be all right. Man, I go down to the hall down there and tell my boss down there we can do that here. All right. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, good Lord saves the same. Tim James tomorrow, live in person in studio.
SFA 12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Judd Davis. Here's what's happening in the news on this Tuesday. Opelika police are investigating a shooting where a 13-year-old was killed. They said they got the call to Whittle Avenue around 4:15 Monday afternoon. That's just off of Marvin Parkway. They say the 13-year-old victim died about an hour later. The incident remains under investigation. Happening today, AAA Alabama is offering free vehicle identification number etching in Montgomery. This is a process where the VIN number is chemically stenciled onto all the windows of your car. Police said can help prevent your car from being stolen. That event will be at the AAA office in Montgomery, located off Vaughn Road. You need to call to make an appointment. Also happening this evening, Montgomery Biscuits play their home opener at Riverwalk Stadium tonight. The team first came to Montgomery in 2004. Biscuits will take on the Tennessee Smokies at Riverwalk Stadium. The first pitch is set for 6:35. That's your news on this Tuesday morning. I'm Jed Davis with WSFA 12 News.
News Radio 1440 WLWI AM, the home of Sean Hannity. Also on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, Alabama. A Cumulus Media station. Big money. The 25K Workday Payday. It's all about money. It's your national keyword to win $100. Text FUN, F-U-N, FUN to 95819.